my co-host, the Aspie Pessimist.
Hey.
And once more today, we are going on with the Iowa Chronicles. Those of you who caught our last stream, which we did have to finish in a hurry, I do apologise for that. We didn't get to do our usual finishing spiel, which I think we should be done for about 5 today.
Okay.
So it gives us 4 hours. Well, between 5 and 15. We should hopefully be able to include our usual spiel today. But those of you who caught our last one, good on you, glad to see you come back. And those of you who are just joining us, welcome. We are currently now at Harbour. We've been going through my Fallout 4 playthrough of this run since almost the start. About 2.5 hours into was when we started doing the streams. I mean, I started solo, and then after about 4 or 5 entries, I drafted in my joyous, banterful co-host, the delightful little maniac that he is. I swear to God, you've got some kind of psychological disorder here that makes you a psychopath.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. It wouldn't.
I mean, I know that you are autistic like I am, so you have a diminished capacity for empathy, because that is a common trait.
Yep.
So, like me, you are generally considered to be, or are considered borderline of a sociopath.
Yeah, there's that.
Oh God, that reminds me. We picked up we got the Zayton Arsenal last time, didn't we?
Yep.
That was fucking hilarious. The one that's basically the plasma cutter from Dead Space.
Yeah. Good gun.
All right.
For a pistol as well.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on foot because reasons. We have the solar cannon because reasons.
The reasons being it's fucking awesome.
We have, of course, our cosmic cannon. Oh, we've currently got the alien atomizer equipped. It's literally the fucking plasma cutter with this when we've got this slicer barrel with literal holograph sights. We have our revolver. Look at that damage, 220. Of course, we have our splatter cannon. We should probably drop off the Tesla rifle though. There's combat armor right leg. What do we actually have? Oh, safe crackers, right leg. We're going to need to well, we don't really need to change anything like it's already better than that. Plus 1 agility and perception.
You're gonna need a hell of a lot of practice.
Yeah.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
But now we can literally fast travel
Nothing to report. Stay safe.
at will. So we return to the Commonwealth.
What the hell is that?
That is a fog crawler.
Oh.
Think a Mirelurk, just even more mutated with some mantis bits. Well, in fact, it's actually like a mantis shrimp, this particular one. Because that's one of the 2 claw types of a mantis shrimp. On the one hand, you have the impaler kind, which is that. On the other, you have the club kind. But mantis shrimp are actually really interesting.
Are they the ones that can see have really advanced eyes?
Yes. They're the ones whose eyes are like 4 times as sensitive as ours.
Yeah.
Right? So you have... That's a club version. And that's the impaler version there. But the size of the eyes.
Yeah.
The thing is, their punches are so fast that, regardless of which claw type that you have, that they literally end up with almost plasma around their hands.
Isn't it like I'm going to get a cavitation bubble or something?
Yeah. You know, all the super cavitation thing. Basically that.
They've been known to break aquarium glass, haven't they?
Yep. It's called sea locusts by ancient Assyrians, prawn killers in Australia, and now sometimes referred to as thumb splitters,
I can only imagine why.
because of their ability to inflict
Nothing to
painful
report.
gashes if handled
tuned here for updates.
incautiously.
Mm-hmm.
And some larger species can break through aquarium glass. Their eyes are mounted on mobile stalks that can move independently of each other. We can put the Ripper away as well because we can get the harvester from here, off from Far Harbour. We-
Wish I knew what the Institute really wanted up here.
We have 3 types of photoreceptor cells in our eyes. A mantis shrimp has between 12 and 16.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
So they can see like all
Nothing new to
waveforms
report.
and such.
Keep it tuned here for minute
Well,
alerts.
it's far more sensitive than ours.
Just trying to can't even humans can't even like comprehend what it'd be like to see like that, can we?
Basically, we'll leave the BFG here as well, because we need the weight. We've got okay, yes, the Tesla cannon, because we've got the shotgun barrel, does a fuck ton of damage up close, but we have a shotgun. Okay, it does a bit less, but then you add 25% of that
Yeah.
to both its own damage and the damage it does to limbs. There's plenty of bugs. And okay, it's less likely to actually hurt us up close than that. It does 50% more to Mirelurks and bugs, and there are a lot of Mirelurks. Okay, as fun as that is, it does throw us about.
Yeah.
So we have our ballistic pistol, we have our energy pistol, we have that for taking on things with high defense, we have that for everything else, we have, when we finally get enough ranks in Commando, we can get the rest of the that
This is
turned
Radio
automatic.
Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report at the moment.
Food
Stay
to
tuned
cook
for
and
updates.
drugs to drop off as well. Oh, and we need to drop off a plenty
This
of
is
bullets.
Radio
Right, we need
Freedom.
the 44s, we need the 45s, we need those, we need
Nothing
those.
to report.
We don't have any
Stay
10
safe out
mils
there,
on
everyone.
us. We don't need 5.56 at the moment. We currently don't need all these fusion cores, but you know,
We've got no weight to them.
no weight to them, and you know, if we weren't careful, 10 to 1 Preston would nick them.
Yeah.
Because god fucking damn it, Preston. Now move, dog. Also, blink. Decontamination arch.
Yes?
We can make purified water, and if we had some whiskey, we could make dirty wastelander. Alcohol. Oil, raw frog crawler meat, fried fog crawler. Hey, some good bits to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we cannot cook any
Take
more
care
of that.
your gun. We'll take care of you.
Well, we did, yeah, and you know we kind of were an extinction event.
Yeah.
Okay, granted they shouldn't have actually been created, but
Voice of the Minutemen.
we did make them extinct.
All's quiet across the
Maybe what the poached angler
Stay
does.
safe out there.
Plus 15 AP, and for 20 minutes, reduced fall damage. Yep. Some Yaoguai roast and some Yaoguai ribs. We've got a lot of Gulper innards. Takes 3 to make it. Some purified water, acid, and crystal. turns you invisible for 10 seconds.
What's going on?
Let's mod our helmet a bit. So we don't need to do anything to the weapons.
It's a shame you can't fit one or two of your limbs onto my chassis. It would make a wonderful upgrade.
Now, you can't mod the helmet, but the rest of the recon gear can. Right. Now let's drop off the excess food that we don't
Most people are good
need.
at breaking things. I enjoy putting them back together.
Hashtag Murica. Appropriate.
You're tuned to Radio
This is
Freedom.
Murica.
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
That combined with the tagline you put on this video, the whole freedom thing.
Yep.
I just had another one of my stupid parent images. Basically, the scene in Braveheart.
Yep.
The only difference is William Wallace, Scottish themed power armor. Like everything else is still period accurate. It's just that.
What am I gonna do with you? Am I gonna have to take you out the back and shoot you? Is it the only cure?
Yes.
All right. Where's the shotgun?
Oh god. Well, I don't see a shotgun, but there is a hammer over there.
Yes. What's upstairs?
Yeah, I can point that big knife of yours.
Yep. Don't worry, I'm not going to stab you. It'll make a mess everywhere.
Yeah, it'd be a pain to clean up.
Yeah. And I'd lose my co-host.
Don't worry.
How else will I have witty banter? Because it's a hell of a lot harder than people think to banter by yourself when you're used to having a co-host.
You just bring someone else in. Just don't worry about the blood. That's unrelated.
Are you trying to tempt me or something?
Possibly.
Of course, Shemdro's skull. Just, totally unrelated to things that are going on.
Yeah.
That's why we're stuck in here.
I wonder how long my systems will endure these rugged conditions.
Just stand by Ada for a
A
moment.
pleasure to see you again, man. Are you ready to depart?
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that sounds like. Well, where do you get copper from? Because I found it in the lab. Nothing more with that.
From them, and as long as you take the scavenger perk, you can break things down into. You can then start breaking things down to things like copper.
Okay. So I think I was trying to build a warfield plant.
This is Radio Freedom.
Oh, that's where you get
Quiet
you get
Stay
it from.
tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Things that have electronic components will generally contain copper. Standard rule of thumb. Copper is standard for circuitry. There. Most of what we plan to do done, so we just need a piece there. Build the giant ass power plant here, connect a piece here, and then wire up and then wire it out to the main grid, but also have another protected piece here for our beta wave tuner.
Yeah.
We don't want the risk of Logitech going nuts again.
Yeah.
That wasn't even Logitech either.
Last time we had a Yalguai go crazy.
And a Deathclaw. Because
That was good.
well, when we set the Yalguai and the Deathclaw against each other, Logitech kicked the Deathclaw's ass, and the Deathclaw is like 20 levels superior.
What was it, a mythic?
Yep. But last time the power grid went off, all these cages opened.
Oh yeah.
All of the cages opened.
Weren't they all full of
Yep.
Yeah.
This is one reason why I've surrounded the vast majority of our power supply systems with turrets.
And I was building an encased nuclear
Yep.
Crops coming in.
You're going to call it reactor number 4, right?
Nope.
Ah,
I'm not tempting fate. I know what happened.
yeah.
Thing is, that plant actually stayed open and producing power until about 2000.
Really?
Yep. It was only the one reactor that had a meltdown. They encased it in concrete.
I assume the entire area was so heavily irradiated, though.
Well, yeah.
How did they get people in that?
Because they encased it in concrete, it limited the spread of new fallout. Unfortunately, it then leaked downwards and melted its way towards the water table, so they had to fix that from underneath as well. But because they basically drowned the number 4 in concrete, it limited the spread. And you're sending people in and out in hazmat gear
Oh, okay.
to get them to the command room. But it was only like 2 of the reactors running until the 2000s.
No, I assumed they just shut the whole thing down and got
No.
the hell out of there.
Nope. Chernobyl was still running.
Oh.
Unfortunately, because of the spread of radiation has been heavily limited and cut down,
3 a.m. here at Radio Freedom.
what
Hope you're
Pripyat
listening from a
is
safe place.
still incredibly
All quiet,
irradiated,
which is how we like it. Stay safe
it
out there.
is limiting the flow of radiation quite
The
far.
hull took a battering, to be sure. But she wouldn't be standing at all if it weren't for you. They call me the Mariner, shipwright, handyman, and the only one keeping the harbor afloat. Well, besides Captain Avery.
Town's lucky you're here.
You blowing smoke up my sails. Huh. But
You
there
welding
is.
wood?
I don't suppose
Well,
you'd
especially
be
welding
willing
the
to lend a
metal
hand.
parts.
And they won't be.
Sign me up.
Eagles Cove Tannery.
Now, on my Akashi save, I fucked myself over.
I don't have time for
Because there's another quest from her involving a mini fog crawler with a red eye. But only if I don't kill a particular person. Unfortunately, the particular person shows up at the end of... well, shows up when we recover the tools. However... oh yeah, the fog is quite radioactive as well.
Of course.
This is why, on my Akashi save, before I got my my backpack, I wandered around in full power armor. I don't think you like that.
Yeah, possibly not.
I think these guys are just going all stupid on me. Yep. Of course.
I'd say I don't think you get old, but that was the one in the first place.
Look how much damage we've done to him. Just ha! It didn't even get to mutate. We basically just crippled his head outright. Okay, fairly good. He's not got any.
Analysis yellow. Potential perimeter breach. Beginning sweep.
We got there. Now we get up there, and we go up here. And from in there is where we get that Batman that launches bowling balls.
Radio Freedom.
You remember me showing you that?
All across the
Oh!
Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
What's that?
Coast Guard hat. Fortunately, not every last inch of the island is crawling in radioactive fog, but plenty of it is. Coastal armour is unique stuff to here. We can't craft any drugs. Take drugs, punch a bear.
Oh god. That's just... I wasn't expecting that reference today.
It's me. Why are you not expecting anything and everything?
True.
Then again, you can't expect what you can't predict. After all, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition!
This is Radio Freedom. It's 4 a.m.
Even when you're expecting the Spanish Inquisition, you never expect them.
Stay safe out there.
Because you never know when the Spanish Inquisition is going to show up.
I'm thinking like the scene with the rack now. The dish rack. Yeah, but they were supposed to bring like an actual like rack to torture people with, but they bought a dish rack instead.
Bearing in mind, I haven't watched a lot of Monty Python. I just know bits and pieces.
Basically, they bought that as their proper rack, so they try and tie them to a dish rack instead.
Well, I suppose that kind of works.
Yeah.
We want to go that way anyway. Can always try and break in there later, such as when there's daylight. But we are actually up in Maine at the minute. We've left Massachusetts, and we are now in Maine. And yet somehow we still have a wonderful background.
Broadcasting all day,
No, we can't
all
take the
across
cannon.
the Commonwealth. All quiet across the Commonwealth. Safe out there.
We don't need to take it. Don't forget, Broadsider. Die!
Think he's gonna walk it off?
Nah. He's not getting back up. But, you know, never be too sure. Always check for a pulse when it comes to ghouls.
Just a Caesar pile of like of meat essentially. Check for a pulse.
No pulse.
You think?
Ah. Yeah.
Nope, it's not.
We will manage this because unfortunately we can't fast travel at this point. We are considered to be mid-air.
Yeah. And because this is console, we can't.
Oh, no.
Console, not PC.
Oh wait, no, we can still fast travel.
Excellent.
So we just have to travel back to the harbour and walk back.
I remember back in New Vegas, I kept getting stuck in stuff.
Well, you know why that is, don't you?
I was gonna say Bethesda, but
Exactly.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting
Bethesda,
all day,
Obsidian.
all across the Commonwealth.
Bethesda
All's
made
quiet
the part
across the Commonwealth.
Well,
Stay safe out there.
Bethesda are the publisher. Obsidian are the studio.
Still using the same engine.
Yeah. Basically, when you look at a game, it will always have a publisher and a studio. The studio design and make it. The publisher literally publishes it. So, like, for all the stick we give Bethesda, they aren't the ones who program it. They are just the ones who take the game and put it to disc or digital or whatever. However, Obsidian is a subsidiary of.
Alan,
We doing business?
show me what you got.
Don't try anything.
He's charming.
Yeah, this is the guy who wants to wipe out the children of Atom.
This is Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen.
Well, they are an
Nothing to
insane
report.
cult.
Keep it tuned here for updates.
Yeah, but they have some cool stuff.
Yeah, true.
You can't mod coastal armor. It's like the Raider cage armor. So you can't mod it. It's basically built out of just
Like fishing pots and stuff.
yeah. Quite literally. doing it over time. Just stocking up finances. There we go. Take a moment.
Yeah.
Like how the game freezes for a moment when we switch to the splatter cannon. Oh, he actually had a stim pack. Can't believe we missed that. Must have thought it was junk.
Yeah.
It's the recon scope. I do love that that desert paint scheme on it.
It is good.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. All quiet. How we
I've got that.
Ah.
If I was going to do like try to do my stream, I'll do it then.
Oh yeah, there's a unique version of the ghoul to Far Harbour called the Fog Ghoul. They're no stronger than just a plain old, normal, regular, outright feral ghoul. Not a stalker, not a Argent cells. Not a roamer, not a glowing one, not a putrid glowing one, not a gangrenous glowing one, or whatever. So, a fog ghoul, one of him, is literally equivalent to one of him.
There's a lot of different flavours of ghoul, aren't there?
Yeah, more than there used to be. I didn't even get to get him. Burn, motherfucker! But the only thing this isn't good at. Well, we blew his leg off. Do you reckon he's drunk? He's definitely legless.
Classic.
Yeah. At the very least, he's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, but he won't be able to do any damage.
Well, look who's there, standing there laughing at him.
Yeah, plenty of Wonder Glue. Well, if he didn't react before, he's not reacting now.
Yeah. Oh,
But him,
he's actually alive.
This is Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
you were saying,
7 a.m.
you were
All
saying,
quiet
He
here.
lost his
Stay
head.
tuned for Minutemen alerts.
yes. Yes, he did.
This is Radio
Shouldn't have
Freedom,
gotten so
broadcasting
ahead of
all day,
himself.
all across the Commonwealth. All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe
You reckon we
out
should
there.
have yelled heads up? Or was he too ahead of the game? Head puns. Will those ones ever actually get old?
That's kind of implying they weren't old in the first place, isn't it?
True. I mean, those are older than us put together times 10.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like prehistoric, man. Does that make them a dinosaur pun?
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
Oh yeah, guess what that is?
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
You want to go find out?
There's probably stuff in there worth shooting.
There's a lot of ghouls. But there's also loot. And what do we love best? Aside from XPs?
Loot.
Yep. And what's the best way to get loot?
Kill shit.
Well, take other people's shit after
And
we've killed them,
Kill them, take their stuff, shoot them some more.
and then use it to kill them to kill their friends.
Use it to bankroll the genocide against their kind.
That too. But unfortunately, there will never not be ghouls.
Never not be things to practice your shooting on.
Basically.
Whenever you get a new gun...
This is
trust
Radio
there's
Freedom, broadcasting all
Bang!
day, all across the Commonwealth.
Well, there was
All
a ghoul.
quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Ah.
That is heavy radiation.
Well, yeah. Broken drums.
Yeah.
And there are some under here. And unfortunately, we can't use the ladder. It doesn't actually lead anywhere. Well, it's a good job, but we have Radaway.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
I do like that system with the rads reducing maximum HP.
Yeah,
As opposed to in previous games, it just outright kills you over time.
yeah. In this case, it just makes it dangerous. Okay, that'll wake up the withered one.
Security.
Stanzel only to fall over again. Do you think he's drunk, man?
Looks that way.
We'll be taking that.
I've got a complaint to lodge with the chef.
Analysis green. Neutralization operation complete.
He got up and I shot him.
Yeah.
But this is the kitchen, so, you know, he's the
It's
chef.
8 a.m.
Like I said, I have a complaint to lodge with the chef.
Lodge right
Nothing
in the
new to
front
report. Keep it tuned here for
I
Minutemen
never said
alerts.
where I would lodge my complaint. Just, oh, besides, it was in the chest. I shot him about there. Like I say, I never said where I would lodge my complaint, just that I had a complaint to lodge with him. I don't think he liked my complaint though.
Yeah.
Clearly must have been too proud of his own cooking. Some people just can't accept criticism, huh?
Just Ramsey pulls out a 45 and shoots someone in the face. It's fucking raw!
Yeah, I don't think he'll get away with doing that on live TV though.
Yeah.
So technically this is live TV, we're just not broadcasting to a particularly wide audience.
This is Radio Freedom,
At the moment.
broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
What, are we going to end up on the 6 o'clock
Nothing to
news?
report.
What are you going to do, man? What the hell? What are you going to do that's going to put us on the 6 o'clock news? You're going to do something, I just know it. Because it's not going to be me. I know full well it's not going to be me. I'm too careful. No witnesses. What the hell are you going to do?
Well, now you've got to put an idea into my head.
What are you going to do?
I don't know yet.
Yet.
Yeah.
There are ghouls inside, there are ghouls up there, there are ghouls up there. This is actually a hotel. And it was also the entrance to a vault. There was a vault underneath. But it's a vault we can't access. Because of the damage.
Which state is this in?
Maine.
Oh, it's not California then.
Nope.
Oh, shame. Could've got this song.
This is, we are not the Eagles. Took me a moment to realise, yes, but I do know the song. It is a good one. But we are not the Eagles.
9 a.m. here at Radio Freedom.
And this is not the Hotel California.
All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
50 to the head. Short. That got him.
They're up. Good morning, this is your wake-up call. Being delivered today by hand grenade.
You were saying?
Analysis. Red. Engaging hostile.
Bars open, 3 shots.
Shot! Ah, he's had a few too many.
He's gonna have a splitting headache in the morning.
I didn't shoot him in the head, I blew his leg off.
Perfect timing, I missed my
Yeah.
chance.
Wrong pun. Like I said, I blew his leg off. So like I said, he's had a few too many.
What a shame. Oh. I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, you got to work on your timing. And you got to pay attention to where they get shot as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this one, that would have been
This is
perfect
Radio
for.
Freedom.
But he's the one we sniped first.
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
We sniped him first, and, you know, you missed your chance for it.
I'm trying to work out what I was going to say. I'm trying to work out how that wake up call fun would work.
Visitor check-in. System, the timeout while trying to contact server. Premier visitors are the ones with the vault access. Arcadia National Park. Arcadia Observatory is actually where we need to go, ultimately. Aldersea Day Spa and the Vim Pop Factory. Their answer to Nuka-Cola.
Reading something about that, but I can't remember.
Where we get find knowledge of 2 suits of T-51 armor in the 2 different Vim colours. The lime green and the
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
standard red.
Nothing to
Is that
report.
just a promotional
Keep it
thing
tuned
like
here
that?
for updates.
Release new product. Let's get this cutting edge military weapon and just paint it in.
Didn't want it open.
Well, they borrowed it from the
Should've
US
bought a better
military,
lock, huh?
who donated it for the cause, basically.
I think you've just got a tank and painted up with the Pepsi colours.
Speaking of, I don't think I shared it yesterday, but I probably should have. But there was an image of an American APC. I don't think it's a Bradley because it's not got the turret on top. They painted it up in school bus yellow, complete with the stop sign. The kid getting out the back, and the soldier by him, and on top, you've got a soldier manning the M2 HB on the that's on the top. And who in the right mind's going to cut off that school bus? Missed that chance for a pun though. He got up, blew his leg off. He's in the toilet as well, so he must have been worshipping the porcelain goddess.
Been there.
Done that, and do you have the T-shirt to prove it?
I did, but after what happened that night, I had to throw it away.
New take on the whole the classic getting drunk bit. Well,
Yeah.
classic. New take on the whole been there, done that meme.
Bought a T-shirt.
Then had to get rid of it due to unforeseen circumstances. Horribly unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah. I'd say I'm not going to do that again, but I know that's a lie.
And this is why I say Hailstorm Hangover is your song.
I have been playing that quite a lot.
It is your song. It really is. Honestly, I didn't think I shared it. Because I saw it yesterday and I showed it to my dad. He got a amused chuckle out of it.
Radio Freedom. Broadcasting all quiet here.
Because yes, we gave Nick the ultimatum.
Chunks.
Yep. Was he chunked or is he blowing chunks? Or is he just blowing smoke? Drat, we can't go any higher.
Don't buy some jet.
Won't be chewing on us. Analysis. Green. Neutralization. Operation.
Oh, that attack just cost him an arm.
All's quiet across the
And a leg.
Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
You expected me not to make that pun?
Of course not.
11 a.m. here at Radio Freedom, the voice of the Minuteman. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
He needs to calm down. He's just gone all to pieces on us.
Another classic.
Yep. One we haven't done for a while either. What's behind door number 1?
Yes.
Then horror.
We were trying to have a shower as well. Were we interrupting something?
Possible.
Could he have actually looked better after a shower, or do showers not really fix that kind of thing, you know, where your skin's just peeling off everywhere? Because, you know, drool.
Depends on the kind of shower. I mean, bullets usually fix most things like that.
Oh good, we have a lot of that.
Excellent. Just a plumber walks in, starts opens fire from a machine gun. I think I missed that. You said you wanted a shower.
This is Radio Freedom. All day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report.
Neutralized.
Gut shot.
Two primary systems to ensure continued operation.
It's a shotgun!
Yeah.
I was like, right there. Of course it's gonna stop him at that range. Yeah, you can't actually disarm caltrops.
You can just pick him up.
Nope.
What are you doing then?
Ow. That. Oh, wrong button. Right. Max that. We need to max up that. But yeah, like, rank up science, rank up nuclear physicist to do extra damage and radiation weapons. So you know, basically when we get the ultimatum, well, no, we've already got it. So if we were to use it ourselves, the 50 points of rad would be 100 points. Radium rifles will now do more. We need to put 2 into that so we can fast travel whilst over encumbered. Do that. That's actually quite useful.
Yeah.
At rank 2, not only can you see the specific damage resistances, but you also get plus 5% hitting.
Cool.
Right, 5% plus 5% chance to hit. We now want to get that to rank 2, so we can start building shops. We've got really high charisma. I mean, you can't bring freedoms without it, can you?
Nope.
Ooh. Non-automatic scope rifles have a chance of knocking them down.
Excellent.
And plus 25% chance to, well, plus 25% accuracy to headshots. And then, like by cover, you can target them with a decrease in accuracy, and then no decrease in accuracy.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
Ooh.
Nothing to report at the moment.
That,
Stay tuned for updates.
the splatter cannon, which does more damage the more times you hit things. The more times you hit a target, the more damage it does.
Just that combination, just some incredibly powerful enemy, just like 5 rounds, dead.
Combined with the damage bonus from Bloody Mess. No, there is nothing else here.
So that one of those was like able to intimidate people into doing things.
Yep.
Intimidate him into not seeing you. What? I know it's like a D&D thing.
Yep.
What was the extra line?
You do not see Grog.
I was thinking it was
Garg is in the party.
Even break a sweat. Not that it's an option.
You do not see Iowa. Grief just yelling that at them. Presumably with a gun in their face.
Oh no, I will intimidate them into accepting freedoms.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Building a collection.
You can
or
harvest
something?
certain tents as well. We picked up some harpoons from there.
Cool.
Ow!
Well, that's...
A bear trap. I mean, okay, I know I am strong like Yaogwai, but I am not
Radio
bear.
Freedom, the voice of the Minutemen.
My last name isn't
It's
Grills.
12 noon. All flights across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Iowa Grills. What is it?
What have we got here? We've got some money, we've got some water, we have dirty dishes, and a paintbrush. We have some Nuka-Cola, potted meat, and instant spud. Oh, and some Salisbury steak. And crisps. Well, potato chips for our non-British audience.
Greetings to the colonies.
We will be along for our 200 years of back taxes shortly.
Yeah.
If you get offended by that, big deal. If you are actually one of my friends watching this, you know I'm kidding. Not kidding. Or am I?
Just the two of us rock up in like red coats with muskets.
Well, guns that look like muskets but are actually not muzzle-loading smoothbores. Or
This
muzzle-loading
is Radio
rifled
Freedom,
muskets.
Broadcasting all day, all across the
So,
Commonwealth.
you know, actually
Nothing to
useful
report.
firearms.
Stay safe, people.
Because of course, shit.
After about 20 yards, yeah. A rifled musket, you got about 80 yards on average. Wait, he's up there.
I think there was a gun.
Oh wow, legendary. That makes what? 3 legendary enemies in like 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Oh hey, and we got a Disciples armoured skirt. Martyred version. Not quite. It's a hexagonal barrel with with internal rifling. You're thinking of the, I think it's the mini ball.
No, yeah, the Minet ball thing.
Yeah, the round itself isn't hexagonal. It's not aerodynamic. It was still a musket ball, but it had a raised section that gripped rifling. It was just the standard market version, effectively.
Yeah, it literally does have a hexagonal or... Yeah, hexagonal.
1 second, folks. Show me.
It's a... You can see in the video from
Well,
maybe.
it's
See if I can get a
unusual.
better picture.
Unusual. I mean, it's a
Basically, I think I remember some of this. The guy that invented it, Whitworth something Whitworth.
Oh yeah.
He found that the army's rifles at the time.
Muzzle-loading single-shot rifled musket. The use of a scope was the first sniper rifle. Saw use with Confederate sharpshooters in the Civil War, claiming the lives of several Union generals, including John F. Reynolds, killed 1st of July 1863 at Gettysburg, and John Sedgwick, killed on 9th of May 1864 at Spotsylvania. Two of the highest-ranking Union officers killed in the Civil War. On October 2017, a surviving example of a Confederate Whitworth rifle was auctioned with a hammer price of $161,000. Designed by Joseph Whitworth, 1854 to 1857, produced 1857 to 1865, and they made 13,400 of them. But the thing is, it was an experiment with a polygonal rifling. The hexagonal polygonal rifling meant that the projectile did not have to bite into grooves as was done with conventional rifling. He wanted to replace the pattern 1853 Enfield, which had shown some weaknesses during the recent Crimean War. The Whitworth outperformed the Enfield, rate of about 3-1, which tested the accuracy and range of both weapons. Notably, it was able to hit the target at a range of 2,000 yards, whereas the Enfield only had 1,400. It was rejected, ultimately, because the Whitworth's barrel was much more prone to fouling. It also cost 4 times as much to manufacture. So, yes, it works, but because of the shape of the barrel, you're much more prone to it fouling, getting unburnt powder and detritus stuck in it, and thus causing jams and misfires.
Yeah.
Whereas a traditional rifling is a spiral inside a round barrel, which, you know, kind of gives you a much better internal surface. So even if one of the one of the grooves is, you know, completely fouled up, the rest of the barrel is still fine. Level up. We need better prices immediately, anyway.
Immediate repairs to primary systems to ensure continued
If
operation.
we want a higher profit as well, we will need to take another rank in that, so shopkeepers have another 500 caps.
Yes, wait. John said,
Yep.
apparently, I don't know if it was with one of the Whitworth rifles or another type
It
of
was. He is one of the 2 Union generals to be noted as being assassinated, well, sniped by Confederate sharpshooters
It's 1
using
PM.
them.
His
This
last
is
words
Radio
were,
Freedom,
what you
voice
keeping
of
your
the
heads
Minutemen.
down? They couldn't hit an elephant at
All
this
quiet,
distance.
which is how we like it. Stay safe out
Allegedly.
there, people.
So, killed mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, the Confederates were mostly using early-ish rifled muskets, so you did have an effective range of a few hundred yards to, as the Lee Enfield had. Well, the Enfield musket had 1,400 yards. Well, he went all to pieces on us. Oh, wait, no, we did take his head and his... So, do you think he's, you know, ahead of the game yet?
Yeah.
Don't you get up on me.
Someone's coming.
Lost the Commonwealth. Nothing to worry about.
Damn, but I don't think he's going to get off.
Ain't never going to keep him down.
Anyone you walk away.
Well, that was very painful. Oh, wrong button. Right away.
Should heal someone.
Yep. Well, that was a mess.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Anything
menu
useful?
tonight?
Nothing to
Get
report at the
involved.
moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Lots of it. What will you do if you actually have spaghetti for dinner tonight? Laugh, cry, or wince?
All of the above.
just because of all of this carnage.
Yeah.
Nut shot. Does that mean I'm now a ball buster?
I can't remember what game it is, but there's a game where basically it's like you shoot someone right in, like it's got like a highlighted X-ray scene.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh,
Radio Freedom.
sniper.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
to report.
There,
Keep it tuned here for
that is the
updates.
high point of the Sniper Elite series. Just the X-ray cam for the kills.
Sweet.
You can actually kill Hitler by shooting his balls off.
Those words alone are enough if you want to play it.
You can do things like like shoot him in the head. You can shoot him in the nutsack. Different kills you can get on. You can actually get trophies for things like killing Hitler by shooting him in the nuts. But like, you can actually shoot a guy in the nuts and it go through him into the guy behind him. And you get things like you get an achievement or something if you kill the second guy with that bullet. Then there's things like when you get a guy shooting through the lungs, you actually get an X-ray shot of it going through the lung and collapsing it.
Nice.
Like through the heart, through the eye.
Through the eye.
Yep.
No,
Talk about
that's not
eye
what it-
scream.
Oh god. Yeah, but, you know, it's not even Fallout puns anymore, it's just general murder puns.
But seriously, there's just it's literally the Sniper Elite series. The high point, in fact, the selling point of the series is doing shit like that.
If I ever go on a killing spree, I am going to start making puns before I kill people.
You're welcome.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
One second,
All's quiet
answering a
across the
message.
Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Hello, are there any feral ghouls here that we have to murder?
Isn't it they're sort of out of their mind, insane, like, driven, tortured souls driven mad by radiation? Is it really murder or is it more mercy?
Mercy? What's that?
I don't know, I read about it once.
People keep asking me for it.
I know.
Let's check our inventory. No. No. Aid? Would it be under aid?
Possibly? Not any.
Not there. What about miscellaneous?
Hmm.
This part of the poem will take a while.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. This part will take a bit of time. G H I J K L M M A M E. No, it's not in the miscellaneous. What about in the junk? No. No.
I wonder where you get it from.
It's not there either.
Shame.
Looks like we're fresh out of mercy.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
It's been a while since we were able to make a good
All
mercy
quiet,
pun.
which is
Yeah.
how we like it. Stay safe
But you
out
know what they say? Heroes never die. Been able to transcending the game universe into Overwatch as well. You expect me to keep my puns limited to just one universe?
People would hope, but
This is me.
yeah.
When do I ever do what people hope?
I'm still waiting.
Calm down, Dantes. The joke there is Edmund Dantes, one of the Avengers you can summon in Grand Order. His catchphrase is effectively "wait and hope." Edmund Dantes is the pseudonym of the Count of Monte Cristo.
Okay.
As in the guy who got a overly elaborate revenge scheme for being thrown in the darkest, most hellish prison imaginable to
Got a sec?
Renaissance Francais.
Of course, Nick. What's up? Hey.
Do something? Any chance you got a second now?
Of course, Nick. What's up?
I wouldn't normally bother you with this sort of thing, but, well, I know I can trust you at this point. For as long as I can remember, I've been getting these, flashes. Memories of places I've never been. Things I've never seen. Memories of Nicks. They're not bad, they're just this inescapable reminder that I'm not the person I think I am. That I'm not a person at all. I'm just a machine, pretending to be human.
You think? You feel? You're more than pretending, Nick.
Nice of you to say, but your kind don't usually have to deal with someone else's whole life trapped inside their skulls. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm in Nick's debt. These memories, they've kept me alive. Nick was a hell of a cop. A guy with good instincts and a good heart. I always counted myself lucky they didn't load me up with some ex-con, or whatever type might volunteer to let folks tinker with their gray matter. But it's thanks to Nick that I pass for human.
Do not elude the Dragon Lolly.
In Diamond City, and every other synth is shot on
Or to keep
sight.
it
I know I got it good.
pronunciation thematic.
My entire
Do not
life,
elude the
I
Dragon
owed it
Lolly.
Nick. Everything that makes me who I am. My judgment, my speech, hell, even my name. They're his. And I can't do a damn thing about it, because without them, I'm nothing. A shell. All I
We
want
don't have an
is a life
emotional
where I
scene.
have something I can call my own.
You've already built a life for yourself, Nick. You've got the agency, a home, friends.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You know, I'm just gonna need some
We'll encounter that soon
time
enough.
to think on this. I appreciate you hearing me out. You're a real good friend. Thanks.
Anytime, Nick. Anytime. Nick's a good guy. He really is. Right, we are now in the basement underneath the hotel.
Well, ain't that a blast from the past?
So the more cool stuff we do and loot, the more our affinity with Nick grows. So once we get to max affinity, we get his perk that he gives, which is really cool. Which I can't remember what it does off the top of my head, but I remember it being relatively good.
Looting and doing cool shit.
Primarily hacking terminals and picking locks.
This is Radio
Different
Freedom,
characters like different
broadcasting
things.
all
So like
day, all
Preston
across
doesn't
the
like us
Commonwealth.
doing bad things.
Nothing to report.
do them
Keep it
deliberately.
tuned here for updates.
Nick likes us basically being a detective.
Might take us a while to get his perk, like looting, hacking terminals. We don't do any of that, do we?
Nope. Oh yeah, this is the other entrance to the vault. That's how we access those panels.
Well, this place just got a little more interesting.
Well, when you're leaving Vault 111.
Welcome to Vault
I really just
118.
got past.
Your home away
I
from
basically
home.
like
Underground.
about half an hour. I got
Are you the detective we sent for?
got to sanctuary, started building a few things. Went to sleep.
Yes, I'm the detective.
I never actually did this.
Goodness.
This quest.
Let me just open the door for you.
Well, plant some food crops. So when you rescue Preston and the others and you start getting settlers, that you've got food ready and waiting.
Well, it's about time the police sent someone out to investigate. We have many important residents and they're very worried.
What happened? Who died?
It's Mr. Parker, the primary owner and financier for the hotel. This is just a disaster.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
Have a look at the crime scene.
Sounds like trouble.
All quiet here.
You're ready.
Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
You'd better come with me, detective.
This is
Well, we
Radio
are
Freedom.
definitely in the right
It's
place.
5 p.m.
And Nick's definitely in the right place as well,
Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
isn't he?
What the hell do you think you're doing? This is a crime scene.
Do you not see the glory of the thing? The artistry.
What the hell is wrong with
Excuse me.
Ezra, you have outdone yourself. Oh, this is your finest work. There is more emotion in his death than most have had in their entire lives.
you? Our friend is dead, Mr. Avita. Have you no respect?
I just say that at least he had the decency to make a spectacle of it. There is nothing worse
Please,
than
if I may.
That's what
I
this is
could
to
just
you.
have your
Radio
attention.
Freedom, broadcasting
I'm
all
sorry
day,
for
all across
shouting.
the Commonwealth.
But the detective
Nothing to report. Stay
shall
safe.
begin the investigation henceforth. Please return to your rooms until the detective has examined the crime scene and had a chance to come speak with you.
Now let us alter our...
Have a look at the crime scene for clues. When you're ready, we can discuss your findings. You are free to question the residents, but their safety is our priority. So unless you have solid evidence, I would avoid accusations.
Right.
Is this blood?
It'd obviously be the... from that.
Looks like the brain enclosure was smashed.
Okay, so we know the how. We know the how he died. Something smashed his brain case. We know, based on the directionality, that happened.
Perfect.
Oh hey, it's got the penetrating mod.
The baseball bat? Huh. What's this doing here?
Chances are this is the murder weapon.
A baseball bat with penetrating.
Hello again, detective.
Bend over,
Was
it's
there
coming in
anything
raw.
else?
Tell me about the victim.
Mr. Ezra Parker was the primary owner and financier
If
for
I
the
could kill people
hotel.
in this game with that method.
He had vast experience managing venture
I mean, yeah,
projects
it
around the
probably-
world.
yeah,
It was his
probably get-
idea to have our premier clients
on
become
YouTube or something.
investors
Quite
in
likely.
the vault section of the hotel. He worked with Vault Tech
Well,
to
people
have
do
this
worse,
built
wouldn't
to
it?
their every specification.
Yes, yes,
Was
they do.
there anything else?
I've already mentioned the Red Dead
I
Redemption
found
player that
the
died
murder
doing
weapon.
this
Oh
because
no,
Yep.
that's the bat from Mr. McKinney's movie. You don't think he could be involved, do you? I can't imagine him ever doing such a thing. Was there anything else?
This is Radio Freedom, voice of the
I'm not sure where I should start.
I suppose you should try to figure out how he died, and then who had the means and motive to kill him. Once you have enough evidence, then I suppose you'll need to confront the killer. Was there anything else?
Your residents are robots.
Not robots, detective. Well, not exactly, anyway. I believe the term they use is robo-brain. Back before the war, the residents decided the best way to wait it out was to put their brains inside robotic chassis. Was there
Okay,
anything
fair
else?
enough.
Never mind.
I'll be here should you need me.
Protect and serve.
At the resolution of this, we are going to have to kill him. He's a legendary. He's going to have some kind of cool loot.
So do we have to kill him, or
It's getting dark out there, people. Stay
It'll also
safe.
give us XPs.
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
well, depending on how the quest goes, if we get given like 3/4 or something, you know.
The detective has arrived.
Nick doesn't like it when we steal.
Oh, that makes sense.
How many folks you think could fit in one of these?
Good news, everyone. The detective's here. Hello. Stop blowing people's off. Well, whoever it was, they're dealt with now.
Try and solve this properly.
He deserved better than that.
You think I'm stupid? I saw the way he looked at you. You gonna tell me that's nothing?
It wasn't like that. We were friends. He helped me out of a tight spot or two is all.
I couldn't stand by like some pasty-faced Percy while he put the moves on my best girl.
But now the law is on our tail. What are we going to do?
Come away with me.
This is
Let's
Radio
leave
Freedom,
this dark hole of a
broadcasting
city
all
behind.
day, all across
We can
the
be in
Commonwealth.
Buenos Aires by tomorrow.
Nothing to
Oh, I
report.
want to believe
Stay
you, I
safe out
do,
there,
but
everyone.
you'll never let us go.
Then we'll make our stand here. I've got a gun for each of us.
No, 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 no. The line is, then we'll make our stand here. Two lovers together with a bullet for each of them.
God, why can't I ever get that line? Forget it. I can't do this right now.
Ugh, fine. I'm going to the beach.
Hello, Detective. How can I help? Did you have questions about the case?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
It's obviously
Yeah, pit boy in the corner there.
He keeps going back to look at the crime scene.
I found your baseball bat at the crime scene. Care to explain how it got there?
Someone is clearly trying to frame me for the murder. It's probably Santiago.
Uh-huh. What were you and Gilda talking about when I walked in?
Oh, we...
Maybe later.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, we don't know for sure or not if it's him. So, as a result, we're not going to accuse him just yet. Never accuse without
7
all the
p.m.
facts.
here at Radio Freedom.
I mean,
Nothing
you
to
know how
report.
being
Stay safe out there, everyone.
a detective works, right?
Roughly, yeah.
Well, you know how forensic science works.
Yeah, I watch a lot of those like documentaries.
Not just the documentaries. What about? Did you used to watch CSI?
I watched a lot of NCIS. I have watched
Close enough.
CSI.
That's the naval. NCIS is the naval branch of.
Okay. I have watched CSI though.
I watched all four. Cyber, the newer one. I watched that as well. But that deals with criminal, computer-based criminalistics,
Okay.
like hacking, well, hackers and the like. Hence the cyber.
That's it.
While while the other three, crime scene investigation, the original, so CSI Vegas, CSI Miami, and CSI New York, all deal with actual forensic science and the like. Granted, they make up some
Nice.
they do, and they, you know, take certain liberties with crime scene procedures and they have the team do far more than they actually should. Oh, hey, we now have a pirate hat.
Skulls.
This will we'll only take them if they're named. Or we'll only put them in the display case.
Sweet. Are these plastic? Why would he have plastic skulls?
What a shame.
They are not coming with us.
They're not even useful for a throne.
Only if we had a junk jet.
Oh, that'd be.
Which in the older games was known as the Rock-It launcher.
Oh, I've seen that.
Now, Fallout 3, one of the schematics you can get is the Rock-It launcher.
Got it.
That's basically the junk jet in 4. It's that.
Bingo.
Obviously, this would have been the victim's room. so we can loot whatever we want because he's already dead. Unfortunately,
Interesting morals there.
he's already dead. It's not stealing.
Once again, interesting
You got
set of morals.
take,
Radio
not
Freedom,
steal.
voice of the Minutemen. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen
So not
alerts.
steal then.
No, it's clearly bronze.
I was about to say no aluminium either, but you beat me to it.
You can't even get bronze in this game.
Well, but I'm about to make a terrible pun that you completely predict what I'm about to do.
Well, I didn't predict it. I didn't know you were going to do that. I just wanted to make a pun.
Yeah.
It's not like they need it. They're robots.
Exactly, they're robots.
Oh, they need it. I'm the one who needs to eat. Their faces.
Are you
I mean, yeah, a raw face is just gross. And there's a one per stream.
Yep.
Oh! Oh, the overseer is dead anyway. I mean, look. He's dead. It was like that when I got here. Honest. I swear he was dead when I got here.
It's 8 o'clock.
I totally didn't set him on fire, burn him to a crisp, and just leave him sprawled over his
Stay
desk.
safe out there, people.
Very suspiciously specific denial, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you going to argue with me?
A lot of people out
No, you've
here
got that.
could use a hand.
You like having your limbs intact, don't you?
Yeah, they're pretty useful. You can open doors and such.
You can open doors with your feet, right?
Probably, I wouldn't want to find out. I'm not all that flexible.
That's obviously your standard. Oh, hang on.
What's going on here?
Ultra elite and the working class mixing together. I.e. the thing. They beat General Atomic. They beat Vault-Tec to doing something horrible. And Vault-Tec, rather than being like, "No, you're going to corrupt our test data." Wait, what? A more. Go on. It's Vault-Tec.
Not surprised in the slightest.
Oops. So only the ultra wealthy, or the ultra elite, were able to get in. So actually he committed suicide.
Progress on construction of the second wing of the vault is completely stalled.
While he's doing that,
Once a
I'm going to
premier
go deal
area
with
of the
the
vault has been
dishwasher.
completed,
So we'll be back in a, not
funding
dishwasher,
seems
the
to have been cut
grass.
off.
I'll be back in a sec.
My supervisors have informed me that they haven't received payment from Mr. Parker, and Vault-Tec won't pay out of pocket to continue construction. I've repeatedly approached Ezra about the finances, but he keeps telling me that Mrs. Riggs hasn't transferred the funds. However, when I asked her, Juliana said that she had just given Ezra extra for the gold paint in the rooms. I've hired an investigator to look for signs of embezzlement in a few weeks.
So let's go have a coffee. We'll be back in just a second, folks. We are just getting a drink. One or two. What's in the fridge? Yeah. Yeah, of course, these things go when there's two of us.
Funny that he's double kill.
No, that's just it.
Not even pretending.
Literally.
I love how it is just strip as the anime.
That is literally how it's described.
Yeah, but it is also a really damn good series.
Just with how hot the chain is. And the massive serial escalation.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? We get 3 episodes in, suddenly massive plot development. And then just every new plot development is twist on twist on twist. That just, that keeps you guessing unless you know from prior experience.
And if you couldn't hear that from over there, we were talking about Kill la Kill.
In other words, Stripper Tits the anime.
Yeah. Great series though, would recommend.
And not just for the TNA. We are mature, folks. Honest.
Speak for yourself.
You got to be mature to be my co-host.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I've been doing something very wrong with all these blue jokes.
My sense of humour is about the only mature thing about
Sounds like Ezra was embezzling from his investors.
We missed parts of the tape, didn't we? Trying to do this bloody one-handed. Further down to the vault.
Progress on construction of the second wing of the vault is completely stalled. Once the premier area of the vault had been completed, funding seems to have been cut off. My supervisors have informed me that they haven't received payment from Mr. Parker, and Vault-Tec won't pay out of pocket to continue construction. I've repeatedly approached Ezra about the finances, but he keeps telling me that Mrs. Riggs hasn't transferred the funds. However, when I asked her, Juliana said that she had just given Ezra extra for the gold paint in the rooms. I've hired an investigator to look for signs of embezzlement in a few weeks.
The plot thickens. Wait, there's actually a plot to this? Have you seen the plot?
What's it look like?
I don't know.
I have not felt this inspired since that time security's been forced. Well. If it isn't the long arm of the law. Tell me, are you a devotee of the arts? Does that cruel muse call you to her entrapping bosom?
Art is life. Without it, we are no different than animals.
Perhaps.
That's very Raggio, isn't it? Only art instead of clothing.
Or metal, I suppose. Then art is the only true communion with the world. Come with me.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
Tell me, what does this piece say to you?
It's about composition. The balance of colors and emotions and the struggle
My
to
massive
maintain
charisma and Black
internal
Widow.
order.
Yeah.
We get bonuses to persuade men.
This was the
That's why it's
last
so
piece
easy.
I did in a series of portraits of Gilda. Number 1378. Her emotional landscape is superimposed on the portrait. The reality of the subject is distorted as the ego attempts to project itself. This way. Tell me, what does this one say to you?
It's the war. Bombs from every direction. No up or down. The world turned on its head.
I suppose in a way it must be. Art shapes the world, and the world shapes art in return.
Course, we get
All
bonus experience
art
for
must
persuasion.
therefore be constantly reborn through the lens of contextual and historic interpretation. We must ascend.
Okay. Next piece. Oh yeah, because of the tracks, we can ride straight up.
And what about this one? And please be honest, for art without honesty is just politics.
This one is difficult.
It's a metaphor. A young creature grappling with ideas it doesn't possess the capability to understand.
Intriguing. The idea was superimposed meaning where none was intended. I had not considered it. Truth be told, this is my best-selling piece. I did this series under a pseudonym, of course. This series has made more money than any of my serious works. And I take the whole thing as a lark. What does that tell you about the value of art to the common man?
Broadcasting all day, all across.
Yeah, but it'd be very unworldly.
Nothing to report at the
My
moment.
fellow connoisseur of the art. Here to see my latest work.
Especially if you gave it a go.
Tell me about yourself.
What is there to tell?
This isn't Dead Rising.
Premier artist in the world. My work is primarily oil paint, but I have
You see 65,000 zombies out there?
as well.
Not right now. Give me time.
I think you should explain why you keep returning to the crime scene.
It's for inspiration, detective. The
The
others do not like to think about
in their
it, but
basement.
even we shall die someday. Like
So you expect them to take the cordyceps fungus that infects insects, mutate it into the version from The Last of Us that infects people?
Yeah, sounds about right.
It sounds like you've done a lot of paintings of Gilda.
Our Gilda is a very singular creature, detective. I have never met another who clings to life so tenaciously.
You're still in love with Gilda, aren't you?
It was annoying. It was annoying. They remastered it like 2 years. Did a HD remaster like 2 years after it'd been released, just because the PS4 came out.
I wanted to play it for the first
Do you have any thoughts about
The person you
Meh.
should be looking at is Juliana
It's got beautiful graphics, but and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is such a deep emotional story," but meh.
I've seen the full playthrough about it.
what were Juliana and Ezra
It's just
arguing?
meh.
I don't know. I was
Right? Maybe later.
good.
Well, he's given us stuff to think about. Gilda was arguing with Ezra. So that is possible motive.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Did she have the means and the opportunity? Because when you look into a criminal case, you have to ask yourself 3 questions, or rather, it has to have 3 specific criteria: means, motive, and opportunity. The means will typically be the murder weapon. Did they have access to it? How did they get access to it? Things like that. Motive should be obvious. Why? What did they have to gain from it?
Welcome to the Vault 118 gift shop. Forgot a personal item at home.
Did you have any thoughts on the case?
I'm afraid not, Detective. Need to restock on them.
Let's see what you got.
Let me know if you find something
Offload
you
some of the
like.
junk on her. Well, we do need more shotgun shells.
Always.
11 p.m. out there.
We need some more of them. We've got plenty of those.
All quiet.
Sure about that?
Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Oh yeah, we need more. Because at the minute we've only got like 697 of them.
Yeah, I mean, what happens if 698 zombies show up?
All quiet.
Ghouls.
Which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
We have 1,285 rounds of 44s.
That might be enough to deal with them.
Only might.
Yeah. Possibly.
Not very enthusiastic about our chances, are you?
Depends if you...
We get 2 aluminium for that, but we also get 2 aluminium from that, and that weighs a third of the amount. 2 steel, so we get plenty of oil out of that, just from one of those. We can get crustal easier from lighter things. Obviously we want to keep that because adhesive, lots of adhesive, oil and springs, fuses, copper. Point 1.
The stuff that you break down for like craft, can you transfer that and use it to make to like build stuff in settlements?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, the stuff you break down breaks down into component pieces.
Okay.
So like, if you break a 10mm pistol down, it will give you some steel. You can then use that steel to build something that requires steel.
Okay, I thought they were separate for
No,
some reason.
no.
Okay, that makes it a lot easier.
They're all connected. So if you look in the middle, that tells you what an item contains. You use it for making mods and for other purposes, like construction.
Cool, I'm building me a turret when I get in.
Cannot believe you didn't realise that. Common sense. It's just simple common sense.
For some reason, I thought they were maybe I like
well.
Someone said something that wasn't right, or I misinterpreted some information that I read. But
probably the latter. Look, we got some steel from stuff.
Excellent.
Steel is steel. Nice hat. 5,500.
Yeah, not worth it. When you said steel is steel, for some reason I had the urge to say poi at the end.
Poi! I poi better than you.
You do, because you're just really good with voices.
Poi!
I cannot do voices to save my life. I try, but they just all come out sounding terrible.
Poi is poi because poi. Well, it's only poi can poi. Right. While we are here, we'll get some of them. We don't need 556. We will actually lose our profit if we take any more Argent cells.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all
We don't really use
all
silver.
across the Commonwealth. All's quiet across
Plenty
the
of sources of
Commonwealth.
those,
Stay
right?
safe out there.
Particularly valuable if you sell it.
I bet. Look, you get 1 for a steel table knife. 5 for a silver one.
Okay, because obviously metal, precious metal and all that.
We get twice. We got nuclear material out of that one.
Nuclear material out of clock.
Yeah.
What's the
Wake Master alarm clock. It'll have like glow in the dark hands and the like.
Oh, radium.
Yeah.
Right.
So it'll be it'll have effectively glow in the dark sections.
Just don't lick it. long as your jaw will fall off.
What do you think? What kind of stupid idiot do you think I am?
I'd say if you go around licking clocks, you'd be able to have your jaw fall off.
Frank.
This is Radio
2 aluminium, 1 glass, 1 spring, 1 nuclear material. The Wake Master, 2 of everything.
I mean, I'm not saying I've not licked a clock, I'm just saying I don't make a habit of it.
A habit.
Well, not of licking clocks specifically.
But do you do it Atlantically?
Oh, God.
No accounting for taste.
Does that mean I win?
Yes.
Yay, I win. We make fun of our group's DM a lot with that. Because whenever he says specifically, he usually ends up saying pacifically.
Nothing to report.
So we either go and we either respond with what about Atlantically, or do you mean Atlantically, or we just generally make fun of him for it.
There's a sketch from a few years ago.
Yet she never left here. So we found our way here instead.
Sketch, I think, Mitchell Webb, that one. Basically,
Tidy joint.
essentially, it's grammar Nazi. People make mistakes and they get shot. What do you think? It's an espresso. Espresso.
Oh, that one makes sense. It is espresso.
Yeah.
So that one's less grammar Nazi, more just...
I don't know if it's grammar or pronunciation.
More pronunciation.
Yeah. But specific thing is in there as well.
Hello, Mr. Whiskers. Who's a pretty kitty?
Juliana, Mr. Whiskers died last month. This is scruffy.
Nothing to report.
Remember?
Stay safe out there,
Sure
everyone.
made a mess of this place.
Of course. Silly me.
Just let me have a look at the neural interface matrix, and I'm sure I can clear that.
No, it's not that. I've just caught another cold. Probably something that got in when they sent Pearl out.
Oh, God. Not this again. Last month you were convinced you had the measles.
You're not a doctor. What would you even know about it? Besides, I think it may be malaria.
Can't get malaria from that. You have to be
Yes,
bitten
but
by a
not
mosquito.
real doctor. Robotics isn't an actual medical degree.
Secondly, I've told you time and again, you can't get sick inside the suit. It's not physically possible.
I know when I'm getting sick, Bert. Now why don't you just wander off and play in your lab, Mr.
So we have here a crazy cat lady.
So he will get everything when I die because horrible Bert didn't believe me.
The brains don't last very well.
Kind of.
Hello, Detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
I mean, we went through the Automata DVD, not DVD, DLC, remember? Went through the place where they're creating robo-brains in the Commonwealth.
Well, it wasn't that big a deal, really. He wanted more money to pay for repairs on the hotel.
Yep.
I wasn't feeling well that day and lashed out.
There's evidence Ezra was embezzling.
Oh, well, I really don't believe that.
It's midnight.
What's with all the junk?
These are our things.
Right? Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
If you ask me, it's one of those actors. Or that
Maybe later.
Good luck catching the murderer, Detective.
Do not interfere with security operations.
Whoever's room this particular, whoever that particular room is, has some 44 ammo. Yeah, she's clearly crazy cat lady.
Yep.
Nice pressure sensitive trigger though. Spoken to the painter. We have spoken to basically everybody.
Actually won the war. Nobody, I
Even though this is a filthy hovel of a room, it's still stealing. Let's go find the actress lady. There she is. Some beach.
Detective. I haven't seen someone with a body like that in far too long.
Oh, you're not so bad yourself.
You should have seen me before.
I just flirted back.
Red hair that was the envy of every girl and legs for days, darling. I'm sure you'd rather hear some of my...
I must say, you're quite the actress.
What can I say? It just comes...
Notice how much we've got just from persuading.
Here for my salacious stories of the silver screen.
Have you ever done radio? Your voice is quite enchanting.
I was married with a husband.
Right. Maybe I'll whisper some sweet nothings in your ear. Care to hear some of my stories, detective?
Do we really care about the answer?
I must say.
Keep it up, Tiger, and we'll find out if you care to hear some of my...
Why don't we grab a...
Sam.
I've just flirted my way onto a date with a robot.
That's not something you say every day.
Probably not the kind of sentence I ever thought I would actually say.
That was great, detective.
Nothing to
Oh, we probably
Stay tuned here for updates.
What was that icon implying?
Oh, that one was well rested.
Ah, okay. Just like... I mean, I know there's the whole Fisto thing in New Vegas, but...
Ooh.
Yeah, that.
Basically well rested, but but instead of 10%, it's 15.
Shouldn't make a habit of this. Catch you later, Tiger.
Robot, anyway.
Hey there, Tiger. Here for more stories about...
All right.
Keith and he played Mark Antony, and I, Sean Holzman. He was the director, you see. Did you need something else?
Nothing to report.
Tell me about yourself.
My favorite subject. When this international scuffle blew. Did you need something else?
I found Keith's baseball bat at the...
I don't know, detective. Did you need something else?
I've gotten the impression...
Look, I love Keith. It only lasted a few... Did you need something else?
Few dozen years.
What were you and Keith?
Oh, that? We were rehearsing. Did you need something else?
Apparently, Juliana had a big argument with Ezra a few days...
Oh, yes. I haven't seen a woman go off like that since Teresa Dubois fired her costume designer. But to get back to your question, it was fever pitch, detective. She had apparently gone to the overseer's office to check on the state of things and found it in horrible disrepair. But, and this is where it gets interesting, it sounded like she found something that really set her off. Couldn't hear what, though. Did you need something else?
Did you have any thoughts about the murder?
Well, it is a bit strange how obsessed Santiago has been with the murder. I mean, he's always been a bit obsessive, though. He did a whole series of paintings of me, hundreds. Said I was his muse. It was flattering for a while, but the man is a bit much, even for me. Did you need something else?
Maybe later.
I'll be around.
Now means we have to go
This is Radio
and
Freedom,
talk to somebody
broadcasting
again.
all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
No, because I think it's the painter guy. No,
Not Iowa's type.
no, it's not him. It's Crazy Cat Lady.
Hello, detective. Did you have a question about the heinous murder?
Never mind.
Good luck catching.
You know who it is, or
First time I've done this.
I've not got a clue.
Right, we've investigated everybody. We're gonna have to check it out. So we investigated everybody.
But we don't want to accuse the wrong person.
Yeah.
And you don't feel like reloading the save 5 times over.
Basically. We were supposed to have been approached by Pearl. That's how we were supposed to find Cliff's Edge, but we just went there.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom. All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Okay. Aha. We need to go speak with Bert, the other robo-brain, the doctor. Well, robotics engineer. We need to go find him and speak to him. Santiago. The abandoned room. Showers. Beach. It might be in the main room. Oh, that was Gilda. There's the boss. Where the hell could that engineer be? There's the artist.
Did you need something?
Have you noticed Juliana acting strangely lately?
Oh, well, I'm probably just being paranoid, but she's been so much more pleasant lately. I mean, it's been nice, but also a bit unnerving. Most people don't really understand us, but I always appreciated how she can just take charge of a situation. It's what allowed me to focus on my research. Was there...
What do you mean?
My wife has always been... Was there...
I heard that Juliana and Ezra had an argument a few days before he was found dead. Tell me about that.
Well, I was in my lab at the time, so I didn't hear it. But Julie, I think she found... I don't know, really. Was there...
Right? Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, I don't...
Ho ho ho. Clever. I know what's happened,
This is Radio
but
Freedom,
he's actually given us
broadcasting all day,
the final
all across
pieces of the
Commonwealth.
puzzle.
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for
Detective,
Yeah,
did you have a
different
question
cat.
about the heinous
Different cat.
murder?
I think you're the real murderer.
That's just silly, Detective.
Ezra was embezzling your money.
You were so
Sure.
It's a shame. I thought I could keep the ruse going a little longer. Oh, well, this doesn't have to end in...
Why did you kill Juliana?
I hadn't planned on it. I thought I could get a bit more... What's it going to be?
We don't take the I want to cut. We'll take the okay, I'll let you go, which gives us
Okay.
part 2 of the quest.
I'm all right, Detective. Tell Maxwell that it's over and get your reward.
Right?
Now we tell Maxwell exactly what happened, and the robots will all attack him. I said part 2. He's supposed to escape when everything's died down.
Hello again, Detective. Was there anything else?
I found Ezra. He killed Juliana, and he's been impersonating her.
Oh, my.
Unidentified commencing attack on hostile target.
I'd only work if he exploded. He turned to dust, so you know. Got to think of a good dust pun.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
Missed a chance though. It's too late.
All quiet.
Good pun, but bad timing.
There you are, Detective. Payment for your services and a bonus for uncovering such a heinous plot.
Radio Freedom.
I don't think we could have done it without you.
Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Pre-war money. All that lovely quest XPs we got. No. I want to stealthily hack the legendary one and get it to shut down. So we accidentally shut down that one.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. Nothing new to report. Keep it
Still
tuned here
doing
for
that
Minutemen
one.
alerts.
So let's wake up the other one. So find somewhere to wait. Hopefully they'll move along.
I see what you get at.
So when it's out the way, we can destroy it stealthily. Oh, god damn it.
Hey, you mind keeping an eye out for a second? I want to die.
Not quite what I'd wanted to do. It means we can't buy the... Oh, wow! That's a massive dose of rad. It means we can't buy that hat from her.
This is Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
Kind
Nothing
of.
to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Well, not exactly. Also, you know, it means we won't be getting another date from now, enemies to the residents of Vault 118. This is why I wanted to do it stealthy. couldn't have made him a legendary Protectron. Entirely their fault. Which is why we'll just reload. All these critical kills.
Successful. Resuming normal operation.
Oh wow. Just
Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all.
I know. We are loading that save back.
Yeah. All these protection just getting dusted. Mr.
Oh.
House, I don't feel so good.
We have not really made any Infinity War puns. Mostly because it took me until last week to actually see it.
All these vaults run together for you, too?
Oh well. On the we don't lose anything, effectively, but we don't gain anything. This is the side that they were going to start building, but Ezra embezzled the money for.
Yeah.
And because Vault-Tec won't pay out of hand for this. Ooh, listen to that wind.
Yeah.
Ah, this is where we get blight from. Kind of mushroom.
It's 5 a.m. This is Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there.
I don't know. It's something you can make food out of it, or something. You can do something crafting with it.
You can do something with it. Yeah, you can kill a lot of Irish.
Oh,
It's not too soon. I was like, what? Oh,
still harsh.
true.
Then again, with some of the jokes we've made, can we really say that we're innocent? Successfully?
Making light of the potato famine.
I mean, okay, yes, that was the 1920s, so it was a long time ago. And it's hardly the worst joke we've ever made.
Yeah.
Or the least sensitive, but...
I'm trying to think of what the worst one we have made now is. Probably one of probably the list.
Probably something to do with the bucket.
Oh god. Yes, and now that I have Fallout 4 myself,
You are going
making a return.
You are going to make the bucket.
I'm going to make the cult of the bucket. There's going to be a shrine and everything.
Like the Cult of the Forged, only worse.
Yeah.
This is Radio
A giant
Freedom,
bucket full of
broadcasting
viscera.
all day, all across
Like
the
I said,
Commonwealth.
like the Cult of the Forged, only
to report.
worse.
Stay safe
Yeah.
out there, everyone.
A wall of
And you
heads.
wonder why I say you're a frickin' psychopath. So let me guess, you're going to find and dig up Shemdro's skull and put that on your coffee table.
Oh, definitely.
I've corrupted you too much, haven't I?
Possibly.
I mean, you hoard teddy bears, and you're on about collecting a guy's skull to put on your coffee table.
You got it in a glass case.
At least I put his in a display case. There's a
How
difference.
is that different from keeping it on the coffee table?
Because it's in a glass case. It's clearly there for display. I'm not just using it as a... I'm not just using it to decorate my coffee table. It's there as a focal point of the decor. As opposed to, you know, just putting a guy's skull on your coffee table for shits and giggles.
Good morning, Commonwealth. This is Radio Freedom, the voice
Too bad
of
you
the
can't harvest
Minutemen.
skulls.
Nothing
Corn
to report
would
at
be
the moment.
pleased.
Stay tuned for updates.
You know I would.
Are you going to be running around in red armor, yelling blood for the blood god's skulls for the skull throne or something?
Oh, definitely. You can paint armor red, can't you?
Yes.
Then definitely.
Well, with the armor colour mod. Well, the from the Creation Club. Ay, ay, ay. I'm going to have to take you out back and shoot you, aren't I?
One day.
And that day is today.
Oh, ah!
Bang!
mine doesn't really work when there's no camera. Also, I just lost my hat.
Yeah, leave it off.
Yeah.
Besides, it's rude to wear a hat indoors.
Is it?
Yeah. It's well, supposed to be.
Okay. I've just got that used to it then.
Well, you're indoors, you don't need to wear a hat. The sun's over there, we've got the curtains closed. That horrible, horrible thing known as natural light.
Vampire impression.
A very good one. No, natural light, it burns! No, I'm melting! Melting! What a world, what a world. Some Wicked Witch of the West thrown in there. Wizard of Oz. Hello? Are there any more now potential witnesses to murder? I mean, discuss the findings with... Hello?
Let's discuss the findings. I found this bullet.
This is an energy weapon.
Oh, I found this battery.
But this is a ballistic weapon, not a laser gun. So clearly it's not me. Despite the fact it obviously is. This is me, you expect me not to try and weasel my way out of it.
Of course.
All quiet, which
Because
is how we like
it will be interrupting the way of giving freedoms to everybody. Having to, you know, answer a criminal inquiry.
Is that really freedom-inducing, what you just did there, that vault?
Yes? I solved a murder. I saved the day.
You killed everybody.
Because they tried killing me.
I can't really reason with you, can I?
Nope. They started it by crowding around the one thing with legendary loot. They crowded around it. But that is not my fault.
This is Radio Freedom.
If they'd left like we'd hoped, they wouldn't have been exploded. And I could have stealthily stolen the loot with a massive explosion. Still stealthy if nobody's there to hear it. And it's still stealthy if you kill every motherfucker in the room.
An Iowa Chronicles stream about murder is like an Irishman without a drinking problem.
Of course they've got drinking problems, they can't afford it. I don't have a drinking problem. I drink, I fall down. See? No problem. Ah. This guy's one. Yep. Ah. Yep. That's what the raiders of the island are called.
Did he step on his own trap?
Nope. This isn't his base.
No. Someone else's trap.
Yep. Vim machine full of Nuka-Cola. And the name comes from the old saying, you've got vim and vigour.
Okay.
It's an old saying.
I've only ever heard the
You're
saying
tuned to
in
Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
I
Nothing
was
to
aware
report.
that it was a
Keep it
thing.
tuned here for
I've never
updates.
heard it used outside of this.
It's an old saying, it really is.
I mean, Vigor I know, but the other one.
Vim and vigour.
Yeah. And they've got Vigor in Bioshock as well. I mean, I know it is also just a general term.
Yeah. Vim and vigour. Ebullient vitality and energy. As in, he was full of vim and vigour after that swim. It uses it in the sense of energy or strength.
Okay.
So it's a longer, fancier way of saying that you're strong, or you've got strength, or you've got lots of energy. And we actually find out about this from the Vim factory. This one's the green one. Because the red one is in the factory.
So this one runs on electricity. That reminds me of something I saw at Spike the other day.
I'll see what I can do.
It was basically a parking space for like a charger on it. Just said this space is reserved for green vehicles. Someone just parked a green pickup truck in it. Like
technically, they're you know.
Ooh.
We want to go there, but there is a thing there, and that's where we get the harvester from.
Cool.
So I'll mark that. Right, this is basically what we're gathering, the marine combat armour.
Nice.
This is what the full set looks like. It's so big it actually, the shoulders clip through the inner frame of an XO1. But the inner frame of power armour. And because it works like regular armour, you can mod the bits of it to have deep pocketed.
Excellent.
And we're getting the legendary bits.
Radio Freedom.
Back.
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned
Carry
here for
all of
updates.
Only 99.9% of the loot. Because, you know, we've got to give some loot to the others to carry, so we can carry the rest of it. Just because.
All this loot, not a single banjo.
Or a ukulele.
I have no idea how to tune a ukulele.
I'm pretty sure you're trying to make a pun, but...
No, I'm just mean I have one that's not in tune. I don't know how to do it.
Exactly,
It came untuned, so
exactly the same as you tune a guitar.
I don't know how to do that either. I have a guitar.
You know the pegs where the strings are connected to? You adjust them.
I just don't know how. I don't know what I'm listening for as to what sounds right.
Take it to a music shop to get it tuned. And then when it's in tune, you'll be able to tell.
Okay.
Because we've got rid of $900 of old world money. Well, pre-war money. So it turns out that's how much, basically how much we got paid.
Okay, let's spend it on.
This is Radio Freedom,
Taking money
voice
off
of the Minutemen.
on
It's 6 o'clock.
useful
All's quiet
things.
across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
What about
Look how much money we have. 20, almost 2,700.
That's worth less than some old bottle caps.
Yes. Well, actually, it's worth like 8 bottle caps. However, a seller will only give us like 5 caps at best for it per unit.
The horde is growing ever more.
Yep.
It'd be good if you could get the
Both
Sentinel
hordes.
Armor. The Sentinel armor, but for every armor type. Not just power armor, all of it. I mean, it would probably crash the machine just for the amount of stuff it's got to do, but like, I can't think of an analogy here. Like, you know that scene in Infinity War where they're all like, they're in like Wakanda, they're all charging towards the horde of monsters.
Yep.
Just that entire thing in Fallout, just every armor type in the game.
It would have to be power armor because you can't install the Sentinel system in regular armor. It's got nothing to support it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, if you could. I'm not sure how it would work, like, with logic, but...
It wouldn't.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of it. Can you hack simps?
Never tried.
Just a horde of Gen 1 simps.
Oh yeah, look what we took from one of the mannequins. We can get a legendary one from Avery as well.
Can you steal a boat?
No. Not a very good pirate, I know, but
Yeah, that's something I want to do. I want to go to the Caribbean, specifically so I can get on a boat and download a movie illegally. Because I would technically be, obviously, a pirate of the Caribbean.
Again.
Yeah. I know it's one of those, but If I
You
wouldn't-
think?
I wouldn't go to the Caribbean specifically for that, but if I ever did end up there, I would definitely do it.
Until you drop the idea, I am going to keep sighing loudly.
It's getting dark out there,
You
people.
know I can.
Stay safe. Nothing to report. Stay safe out there, everyone.
See, I never know how these streams are going to go when I show
Do
up.
something for you? Take a look.
Turns out this is what this one's about.
Sighing loudly and annoyedly at you.
You're getting closer to getting the hammer, aren't you?
No.
I show up for the next stream, the hammer's just there by your chair. Your knife next to it.
Completely unrelated, I swear.
And a long case that looks suspiciously about the right length for a shotgun.
And a covered box that suspiciously looks about the right size and shape for a casket.
Yeah. And of
All
course
quiet,
the bucket.
which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
You can't go one day without mentioning the bucket, can you?
Probably, at this point, probably not.
Hey, we looted. We've got 12 Argent cells.
Excellent.
So we now have 47 rounds for the BFG. Really is a big fucking gun.
Yep. Oh god, the roll dial BFG, but they got switched. So instead of being like taken away by a giant, she just finds a big fucking gun.
We have 503 2mm rounds. Oh, and we're going to need... We are not hurting for 45 rounds.
You think?
We need more, though.
Oh yeah.
We always need more.
Yeah?
Hello, Carla.
Carla.
Back again? Time to do business?
I've got a few minutes to browse.
I got a little bit of everything.
See, more fodder in Far Harbour. More of those. More of those.
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Yep. Right, Carla, because she's a bitch, will only give us 6 caps for a single unit.
Get the shotgun.
She's the only trader that comes into Sanctuary.
Okay.
So if we kill her, we lose out.
Just cripple her, teach her a lesson.
That won't change a thing. She's a bitch.
Well, yeah, but we get to enjoy crippling her.
Yeah, but we do that much damage, we kill her.
So... Save, beat it to death with a pipe wrench and reload.
That still doesn't change the fact that she's a bitch.
Makes us feel better, though.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, we can get that by killing ghouls.
Oh, true.
And indigenous wildlife.
We could say indigenous people, then.
No.
It's okay, we're not Australian. Or American.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day.
Well, we are
all
British,
across
so
the
that's why hardly talk.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Britain does have a little bit of a habit of that.
Yeah. We're getting better.
Maybe.
Yeah. The history of the world is mostly a history of us showing up, deciding we own it, and killing everyone else.
Well, half killing them, killing half of them, and then making the other half work and protect themselves.
Yeah.
We never kept very large garrisons in nations because we didn't need to. We had the indigenous locals effectively police themselves. Well, we turned them into the garrison, rather. I think the blight is used in food crafting.
Why can't the Institute just leave us alone?
I really hope we have an ingredient in that potato. I mean, I know it's a bad joke, but...
Very. Seasoned rabbit skewers. Aster, black bloodleaf, blight, lureweed, and rabbit leg. Tasty Deathclaw omelette you make using the pristine Deathclaw egg.
That sounds easy to get.
Oh, and because we can get wolves, wolf meat and lureweed. Probably it's either not important or it's something horrifying we don't need to know.
Somewhere in between.
Hello, ma'am.
Which I restate, if it's something horrifying we don't need to know. Another doghouse, not because we're replacing dog meat, but because we're getting a companion for him.
Yeah?
All quiet.
Rather,
which is
we
how
will
we
be.
like it. Stay safe out there, people.
Now we return to Far Harbour.
Yeah, that's what it was. There's some places in Australia with some particularly... What's what I'm looking for? Particularly non-politically correct names.
Well, yeah.
For example, the last couple on the top bit. I'm not saying that out loud.
Yeah. The one before it isn't actually bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 a.m. This is Radio Freedom, voice of the Minuteman.
Far Harbour.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Australia Day soon, isn't it? 28th or 26th.
You mean, hang on. January 26th.
Okay. I know the native descendants call it Invasion Day.
I wonder why.
Once again, sorry about that.
No wonder most of Australia is trying to kill us.
Still.
Yes. It's Australia. But the only thing not actively trying to kill you is the air. And maybe the sheep.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I love that, like, see, it's like, I don't know what kind of animal it is, I think it's like a little marsupial thing, it's about this big, on someone's hand, just like, not everything in Australia wants to kill you. Don't get me wrong, it wants to, it just can't, it's too small.
In this particular instance.
Yeah. I do love the drop bear joke though.
Which is...
Oh, the Australians like to trick foreigners into thinking there's actually something called a drop bear.
Ah. And like idiot sheeple, the tourists buy it.
Yeah. Apparently one of the ways to prepare it is to put Vegemite on your neck.
Vegemite is like Marmite, only worse.
Yeah, I've not tried it. I kind of want to.
Do you like Marmite?
Yes.
Get out.
Oh god.
It is horrible and it is the food of the devil.
I'm not saying it's good, I'm just saying I can eat it.
Horrifying horrifying invention, and whatever mankind was thinking when he invented it was clearly because he was on drugs.
Isn't the leftover like results of brewing beer?
Yes.
So clearly they were just very, very drunk and thought, what can we do with this? Fuck it, stick it in a pot.
Well, sort of the leftover. It's the hops and grains. More light. Not too far. It's supposed to be.
I might just
over
go
the
on
trail.
with cheese though.
Marmite goes well with nothing. To suggest otherwise is heresy of the foulest order.
You're very anti-Marmite, aren't you?
It is foul.
Reason of heresy, I'm just imagining like
This is Radio
40k
Freedom,
power armor,
broadcasting
just a
all
crusade
day,
against
all
Marmite.
across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report.
And the
Return
people
here
who
for
eat it.
updates.
Yeah.
This is
Well, I
Radio
think we
Freedom.
found what World War III is going to be about. Not Kim
All's
Jong-un,
quiet
not
across the
Trump, just us
Commonwealth.
two arguing
Stay
about
safe out
Marmite.
there.
Then it can't really be called a world war.
Oh, by the end it will. You underestimating my power?
No. Besides, I have the high ground.
Yeah.
Come on out, stranger. This doesn't have to get messy. What were you doing up there in my camp?
Easy there, big fella.
Oh, I'm plenty calm.
Dime
Look,
scum.
I don't really want any trouble. I broke
He's
off
actually-
from the
for a
group I
super
came
mutant, he's
here
quite
with a
smart.
long time
Yeah,
ago.
he's got shot you on sight.
I just
Wow.
started
He's
seeing
actually
things
smart.
differently when we came to the island, and I couldn't stand how the other super mutants act
Yep.
to humans. I keep to myself up here and train my dogs. Do a bit of trade with people too. At least those that don't open fire on me. Don't see any reason we can't do the same. Come on up if you'd like.
Like his hat.
Yep. Give it a bit.
Say the
Yeah,
word if
boys,
you want me to take a look at that terminal.
Yep.
I can only imagine he wrestled it to the ground.
Probably. We were supposed to have come in over here.
You guys alright?
It's 8 a.m.
Is this the one that's like leaning on or someone?
Sorry about pointing a
All
gun
quiet.
at
No,
you earlier.
you're thinking
I
of
just get a little jumpy when a stranger might
Nuka
be
World.
killed.
Yeah. I know there is like a I think he's like leaning on or someone.
Looking
He's
to
a normal
trade?
person.
Oh, is he? I
You
don't know
interested
how
in a
to
trade?
Ugh.
Obviously, you know who I'm talking about.
Hmm.
I think you mentioned him when we were in the world, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact story. I think he passed away or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
So they put him in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, hello again. Did you need something?
Yeah, a dog.
So,
And you're happy.
why don't you hate humans like the rest of your kind seem to?
Started seeing things more clearly when we came here. Who knows? Maybe it's the fog. I just don't see what the point of us all killing each other is.
Just cool.
Wow. Did you train these dogs?
Yeah, as guard dogs. Not all can be trained, though. Most are used to being kicked or shot at.
Damn it,
I
somebody
can
else has
only
summoned
manage
Gramps
a
as
few
well.
at a time, though. So unless I find a new home for one of them, I can't really take on any more.
Got a few more.
I was interested in buying one.
Which one would...
Mishka.
I'd like to buy the wolf.
Where did you want it to...
This is Radio Freedom.
Send her to Sanctuary.
Sounds good. You take care.
Minutemen alerts.
She adds to the,
We got a super mutant hound back there.
Yep,
Can we buy it?
we could. But we want the wolf.
Yeah. Of course we want wolf, but like, just imagine that roaming around.
We want the wolf because the wolf.
Wolves are good.
wolves are very smart doggos. They are the ancestors of regular doggos.
Yep. They're pretty damn intelligent from what I've seen.
Exceptionally. Pack hunting tactics, for one. We actually have to find our way to the waterfront and work our way around the lake, because there's a logging camp. We need to find the logging camp.
You're tuned
You
to
can see that one there?
Radio Freedom, voice of
That's a
the
feral
Minutemen.
wolf.
Quiet. How we like it. Stay safe.
They are the angry doggos.
You think? Sit.
Who do you
Roll
think
over.
actually won the
Play dead.
war?
Damn it, you beat me to it. You beat me to it this time. Stay.
They're doing quite well at following these commands.
Yes. Yes. Commands. Totally.
9 a.m. here at Radio Freedom. Nothing to report. Keep it
Don't
tuned
the
here for
campground
updates.
over there. That's from another quest later. Those are what golfers look like in the daylight.
They're ugly.
Yes, they are.
Well, look like you took a salamander and gave it bigger legs.
And remove the eyes.
Yeah.
Hey! Moving target as well.
Alternatively, if you cross an axolotl with Boris Johnson.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
Don't know why I chose him, just goes politician.
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for
Not
Minutemen
enough
Always.
slime. Politician. Never enough slime. No politician enters office on... But no politician is ever honest in office.
The last man to enter House of Parliament.
Yeah. And even then he was a patsy. He was only recruited because he was actually a demolitions expert. And he was being the watchdog. He was the lookout. The thing is, it was a setup. The whole thing was a setup. And I mean the whole thing. King James orchestrated the entire thing to win public opinion over. So don't forget, the previous monarch we'd had was Elizabeth I, who was a Protestant. And England was not too keen on going back to Catholicism. They remember what happened under Mary.
Report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
And to a extent, her father, King Henry. And yeah, basically, James knew that they'd never accept him the way he was, and he didn't want to convert because Catholic. So he created the entire plot and effectively to literally set himself up and gain public favour and sympathy.
How have I never heard this before?
It's not massively well documented. A lot of it will end up being partially conspiracy theory, but the pieces are there.
Someone there?
you go looking, you will actually find the pieces of the puzzle.
I mean, I'm not usually one to do it, but that does make sense that that would be
Exactly. Yeah, almost one-shotted him without it even being a smash. He's a butcher as well, so you know, pretty high score. Very bad doggo.
One way to get that camping.
I miss a 78% chance. I want to try and pacify him.
The only real like big conspiracy theories that I sort of believe in is the New World Order, but not that point. It doesn't think there's something different with the government, but I'm not sure it's full on Illuminati.
Highly doubtful. There's no actual evidence at all.
Stop! Human is friend.
But it works. It works! We actually pacified him. So I shot him in the face. From beneath. Stop! Human is friend! Bang. Hey, if it works.
It works, it's fucking hilarious.
And it worked.
Yeah.
I don't think we're alone.
Soon will be.
Well, yeah, we just off the last one.
Bags of meat, as we do.
Wow, super mutants, what do you expect? Table manners?
Common sense. Taste.
All of the above? A pipe rifle? I'm just insulted. And it was a butcher as well. Wrong playthrough.
I know. Oh, Deathclaw hand.
Well, clearly there is a Deathclaw out there somewhere who needs a hand. But are we going to give it to him?
Yes, find out of a junk jet.
But where's the fun in that? Just play keep away with his hand.
Yeah. If only you could like chop off limbs
11 a.m. here
during
at
a
Radio
fight,
Freedom,
and
the
then pick them
voice
up.
of the Minutemen.
You slap
All's
someone
quiet
to
across
death
the
with their own hand.
Stay safe out there.
Why are you hitting yourself?
Exactly.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Just beat them to death with their own arm.
New meaning to the whole I'll rip your arms off and beat you to death with the soggy end threat from parents
Other
of
side's
my
chained up.
generation.
I told you about Arm 4 off boy, right?
No?
Basically just some super, it was like some, I can't remember what era it was, but badly thought out superhero. His power,
Oh! Vaguely.
yeah, his power was literally, he can pull his own arms off and beat people with them.
As far as powers go, it's not the worst. I mean, he will never be disarmed. Pun intended.
Yeah.
Partially. Partially intended, partially...
Let's play, little human! You hit like a...
I did want to off him before that, but
Nothing to report.
nuclear material, I suppose, isn't the worst result.
I think of other useless superheroes that I know of.
Bubble Girl.
Oh.
Then again, she wasn't quite useless. She just had a relatively lame power, so she had to make up for it.
Yeah.
This guy, he went all to pieces on us.
Must have been the pressure.
I know, right? It wasn't even a demanding job. We weren't even that much of a demanding threat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be a demanding threat when you just walk up and kill everything.
It's 12 noon.
In like 3
Nothing
seconds.
to report at the moment.
I was
Stay
thinking
tuned for
useless
updates.
heroes. I was going to say Mineta, but he doesn't really class as a hero, does he?
He's just a perv.
Yeah. I mean, there's a place for pervy comedy, but he just sort of...
Takes the cake and eats it.
Yeah.
Leaving nothing for Sato. Though, you could also make the same argument for Aqua.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because she's technically a hero.
True.
Slash, at least vaguely protagonistic.
There
And
is,
she is completely and utterly useless.
there is such a thing as an Aqua credit card. It's like a company. The joke I always make when I hear the radio ad is like, Aqua credit card. You apply for it, the second you get it approved, you're £2,000 in debt.
Close enough as well. It's a credit card. The instant you get it, you're going to be in debt. Just watching him spaz out from being shot.
This is
Like, it was getting up. It was his own fault.
broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Keep it tuned here
He didn't
for
even
updates.
get up.
I think the joke is anything with Aqua on it is immediately useless. I was in like, you know, like hand soap pump things.
Yeah.
Or there was like Aqua brand, and there was like useless soap. Went to go and use it, bloody pump was broken. And the pump was literally useless.
In practice, I think it must have been a leak in the system.
Yeah, it seemed that way.
There are trappers over there.
At the moment.
Relentless trapper, huh?
Mm.
Oh, perfect shot.
Oh
He's definitely not relentless anymore. Hey, moving target. They have all kinds of camps out there as well.
Uh-huh.
Right, there's the tannery where we need to go. Well, that sort of worked. Must be on the other side. Okay, mate, don't lose your head over it.
Had your chance to run.
Because somehow the tree blocks the thing.
Oh. He broke.
That was fusing a tire iron.
He's lucky he's not in my game.
It wouldn't even get the bucket.
Yeah. What was it we decided in the end? Was lesser than the bucket, the wall or something?
Yes.
I was just like a
It's
wall
1
of
p.m.
heads that
This
like
is
kept
Radio
me alive
Freedom,
like dark
voice
magic
of
or
the
something.
Minuteman. All
Dark magic powered by screams.
Yeah. Like, where did that even come from?
Do you want to know?
Possibly.
Are you sure you want to know? Because a lot of places.
How do we even think that stuff up?
Best not to think about it. Best not to think about things we thought up.
Yeah. Well, if I ever try to write horror stories, I know where to go.
Yeah, not me. Don't do horror.
Yeah. I'm not a massive fan of it myself.
Oh yeah, the Radstags here evolved rad are aggressive.
Tuned to Radio Freedom, broadcasting across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Yeah, could have surprised me.
Really?
Yeah. With how horrifying your thoughts get.
That's fair to say, but I mean, my dad's obsessed with horror movies, but I'm just not too bothered.
I don't like them either. I don't like getting scared.
Yeah, I don't get the attraction.
Weird people.
Yeah. Say
It's
some
like-
weird people.
And then with the for example, the adrenaline junkies. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Hey, we finally got a Deathclaw gauntlet.
What? Rip and tear?
Oh, yeah. It's not even an upgraded one either, so you get experience for it. There's like smack.
Come out, wherever you are.
Whoever or wherever.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Get over here!
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at Radio This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Like someone's head's exploded on the floor, you're holding a gun, it's like, I told you, I didn't hurt him. His death was instantaneous.
Technically not lying. Technically.
Yeah.
It would have felt pain for the briefest instant as the bullet passes through his cranium.
Have you given him had time to register it?
Yeah, nerves work pretty damn fast. Well, I said for the briefest instant.
Yeah, that's a dead whale, isn't it?
Yes, this was an oceanarium.
What's it doing on land?
It was put there.
Uh,
Display. Like half the roof has caved in, so you know.
I assume just a whale had just somehow appeared in the sky.
This is Fallout. That is entirely possible.
Wait, is there a submarine communist school on it somewhere?
Commonwealth, yes. Far Harbour, no.
I know something about
Because they used the same model for it, but it's an American submarine.
Okay, so it's not actually a Chinese one.
At Far Harbour, it's an American one. They just used the same model as the one that was in the Commonwealth. So the one in the Commonwealth is actually a Chinese one.
Okay.
And that's the one that gave us those beacons to launch those 3 nukes.
Yeah. Communist school, Chinese officer sword, nukes.
If you persuade him.
Yeah. Oh.
Not quite high enough level to get the adjustment down wide. Well,
That happened.
that's a thing. We punched it so hard it exploded.
Yeah.
Oh, look! Just look at the Deathclaw gauntlet. Just pasted in blood.
That's so long as you're carrying it.
Right now, like this is real. Just imagine that, but like coated in blood, absolutely coated.
Oh, you mean like an average day then?
Why am I censoring myself?
Because you're silly.
It's 3 p.m.
It's just a habit at this point.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
You do realise that children of the current generation think they can get away with whatever the hell they want, and swear up a blue streak that would make a classic sailor blush, And you know how classic sailors are the ones who are supposed to be so foul-mouthed that you're like, oh my god, why?
Yeah. You've seen those like Fortnite salt videos where they get some random kid, usually American, just screaming their head off because they're getting beaten at a game.
I don't watch piles of shit.
Recommend immediate repairs to primary systems to ensure continued operation.
Fortnite and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds are piles of shit.
I have played Fortnite. Didn't think much.
Furthermore, Fortnite should not have won Game of the Year because it's shit.
It did?
Supposedly.
I thought that was a joke, actually.
Supposedly. Whether or not it won or not, I don't know for certain, but regardless, it shouldn't have even been nominated. Oh shit.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day.
I don't think he's getting back up.
Nothing to report. Keep it tuned here for updates.
Junked.
Chunky salsa rule. He's not one we killed, he was already dead when we got it.
So the nearest take is
At the very least, the head is still alive. Technically. It's an extremity.
Yeah, true. Guess I never really thought of that.
At the very least, removal of the head. Expert safe. Does mean we've already passed the apprentice and the journeyman. Does this mean there's an archmage safe?
Sweet.
Hello? Any more ghouls that I may have to talk to? Hello?
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
It's too foggy and
Stay tuned for
you've got my pills and I think there are wolves coming. Ow! Parodied Simpsons reference.
I think there are wolves coming.
Oh! Wither that!
There are wolves, but like they're kimono friends kind of wolves.
Oh, so writing a manga and telling me.
Yeah.
Because Grey Wolf Sensei.
I do like a lot of the fan-made ones people have made.
They used to say that they're all fan-made. We used to say that they're all fan-made. Don't forget, it's supposed to be a mobile game.
I mean, for the I'm looking at all that, but the ones that there are some fan-made ones out there.
Oh, you mean like that that beluga?
Yeah.
And of course the was it the
Nice.
He wasn't even legendary, he had a legendary loot. Hey, we're trying to get a lever rifle as well.
Excellent. Isn't that like which kind of
The beluga and the what's the Anomalocaris.
Yeah, I like that one.
It is a cute one.
Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Well, they're sort of actual ones. Yeah, they weren't in the anime, but they would have been in the mobile game.
So, for some reason, when I first learned about both of those animals, that they existed and went extinct for like 100 years, I became obsessed with them for some reason.
Technically makes them cryptids.
Yeah.
You're building a collection or something?
I've seen quite a few of the videos.
And technically extinct in certain senses doesn't always mean none at all.
Yeah.
Because the species can exist in captivity, but it be extinct in the wild.
Yeah.
It depends on your defining criteria.
So at the moment they're extinct, but doesn't mean there's. Yeah, like I say, doesn't mean there's no.
If there's any in captivity, then technically they are not extinct. But chances are the species itself is properly extinct.
Until you explore every single inch of Australian bush, you can't really say they don't exist as many as there.
It's in Australasia, the Australian subcontinent. Get dunked.
Tasmanian devils aren't doing too good these days. Yeah. They're suffering from basically rapid onset of cancers, and they've got a really limited gene pool, so they're not going to make it for much longer around it.
Lovely.
One of the few things I actually do know is that they're suffering.
Suffering or suffering?
Given the gene, obviously, all I can think of is given the gene pool limitations. Depends on your view on that sort of thing.
This is what inbreeding does, folks. Right, on budget. Yep.
I know some people are interested in that. Cause I mean, I've been reading Kill la Kill fan fiction a lot recently.
Yes, that is one of the things, and yep. And there's obviously a lot of Ragio being Ragio.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I ship Marco and Ryuko, so. Indeed.
Yes, she is.
This is Radio Freedom.
But with Marco, a lot of the time she's put with Garmagori.
Stay safe out there, everyone.
Yeah. But the start of if you watch her interactions with Ira, a lot of it,
we doing business?
Towards the end of the series, has
Show me what you
hints
got.
of romance. Why do you think he jumped in the way
Okay.
against Nue?
Makes sense.
It's one thing Garmagori does.
I might you say that. Now I'm looking at it with that lens, so to speak. I can see what you're getting at. Yeah. Oh gosh, I just thought about that.
Huh, we found a nuke mine. It's far too dangerous to give to anybody else. Oh hey, the lever action rifle has a scope on it. The lever action is a combination of two different rifles. And you'll recognise one of them, in part, because it seems to be a combination of a Marlin a Marlin 1895G guide gun and a Marlin Model 336, coming in the mare's leg configuration when it doesn't have a scope. Well, not a scope, sorry, a stock.
I was gonna say Garmagori and Marco. I couldn't think of anything else.
I said, it comes at absolute base like that, and that's called a mare's leg. That configuration is known as a mare's leg configuration. So if we had the sawn-off stock. But what's more, the carbine, the lever action rifle, one of the guns that it was based on, specifically the 336, you would recognise from New Vegas.
Yeah.
The trail rifle.
Yeah. The 4570, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4570 Gov.
I've only told you about like the first time I ever encountered that weapon.
One moment. Yep. Marlin Model 336 appears as the trail carbine and fires 44 Magnum. Straight upgrade over the cowboy repeater, which is the one that fires the 4570. Found in places such as Bonnie Springs or Red Rock Canyon. Boasts damage damage boost plus the ability to use a scope. Still compels in comparison to the powerhouse that is the brush gun.
Yeah.
The brush gun is the Winchester 1886 with hints of the Marlin guide gun, which is the 1895. So basically, they took the trail carbine and the brush gun, put them together, and we got that.
The first time I encountered the trail carbine in New Vegas, for like 3 days I was convinced it was an energy weapon.
Really?
That's because I encountered it in Bonnie Springs, and I was being shot at with it. But at the same time, there was someone lobbing plasma grenades.
Oh, you told me about this.
And I didn't realise it was grenades. I thought it was an energy weapon.
Despite the fact it was clearly using standard ammo.
I never claimed to be the brightest of kids.
Clearly.
Still don't.
Clearly. You're the one who said it, not me.
Cause and effect, not my strong suit.
What is your strong suit? A tuxedo?
I don't know what it is. I have yet to find it.
That's the plot, you idiot.
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Oh, look, we've got a pair of Deathclaw hands. For the weight of them, you don't get jack shit. They weigh 5 pounds apiece. You get 2 bone and 2 leather. You get more from carrying a 1 pound skull and a hide, which is also a pound.
Whenever you see something particularly cool, whip them out and just clap them together.
I've got a Deathclaw gauntlet.
You get 2.
You can't dual wield. But look, Radstag hide, 2 pounds, 4 leather.
Duct tape the claws to your Pip-Boy.
The game doesn't work that way.
Could you weaponize a Pip-Boy?
Again, the game doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but I mean, could you? Not really, but...
In theory, but like I say, it doesn't work that way, so I can't. We need more shotgun shells.
How many have we got?
Now? 859.
Barely anything. We should really...
But we've kind of got about as many as we had when we came here. Or when we came into Far Harbour. What is it? Some expensive bullets. 4 caps apiece.
Yeah.
There is a workbench over here. Power armor 1.
It's 9 p.m.
Let the island catch you off guard. Find my guns.
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Ah, there's a normal one around here.
I saw a speed run of New Vegas here for 15 minutes.
Huh.
Well, you got my attention.
Right, so this is our standard Deathclaw gauntlet. Pretty ferocious. That's what we need bone for. So we've got to wait until we get back to Sanctuary for that. And then the meat hook is exactly the same. Yes.
Guns, ammo, and souvenirs. Come on in stock.
Advanced receiver. look at the damage, right? So we go from standard, 77, 171. Short barrel, long barrel, short ported, long ported. Doesn't change the weight, but well, or actually, but it basically means we do better with the scope. Yeah, that's how it look as a mare's leg. Marksman stock, non-functioning ammo rack. There is something that does annoy me about the lever action rifle though. No matter how many rounds you fire out of its clip, even if you only fire one and then reload, you will always reload the full amount. So let's say it's off the top of my head, a 6-round clip. You fire one shot. You then reload, and you go, okay, battle's over, reload. You load in 6 rounds.
Well, that's just... Presumably it isn't like wasting 5 rounds, it's just playing the animation.
It's just the animation. It only has that one animation. Yes, yes it is.
And how much extra time would it have taken to just chop down that one animation and made it a second place?
Think of the file size. You'd have to have the animation several times over.
Yeah, true.
Just cut at X frame.
Worth it though.
Yeah, but that's like another handful of kilobytes that you can be using for a texture or something, or a piece of dialogue.
Yeah.
Then again, it's a Bethesda game. Of course, it's probably going to just be empty data. Well, we've almost entirely leveled up again since we got into the hotel.
Cool.
And a good chunk of that was solving the murder. Twice.
Nothing new to report. Keep it tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
25 past.
Reckon we'll level up by the time we go?
Probably. Yeah. Well, around 5 because my dad will be back for about 6. Yeah, I can kind of tell. We'll leave the scope at that. But that's what it fully looks like upgraded. Oh, we lose 10 damage because of the suppressor.
I know it.
A Winchester doesn't strike me as the best choice for a sniper rifle.
Well, it's not a Winchester shotgun.
Well, like, you know, the actual lever action.
For some reason, we've lost 10 damage. No?
You're tuned to Radio Freedom.
No.
All quiet here.
We didn't do anything with the scope.
It makes no sense for it to be the scope.
All we've done is use the ported barrel.
You got a debuff on?
No? I don't think so.
Why can't the Institute just leave us alone?
That carrying capacity though.
510 pounds.
Yeah. That's like what, just over half a ton?
Need something?
No.
What is a ton in pounds? Like, I'm always thinking kilograms because obviously I don't really know the old system. So.
Pounds to kilos.
Yep.
1 pound is 3592 kilos. So 510 pounds, 231 kilos, 332 grams.
Because I know in
quarter of a ton, basically.
I know
Nothing
in
to report.
pounds I'm about
Keep it tuned here for
230,
updates.
So. Like my weight is like 230 pounds, so still really knowing it.
Hmm.
I'm guessing you weigh like what, a fraction of that?
Around about. I'm about 8 stone.
Bloody hell. I mean, I know you're not exactly bulky or anything.
I've been trying for a long time to put weight on, it just doesn't stay on.
I was gonna say, when I first saw you, my first thought wasn't, oh, he looks like a rugby player.
You'd be surprised, some rugby players are built like me because they're the fast guys running along the wings.
Nothing to report at the moment. Stay tuned for updates.
Wingers have the build that they have because they're the runners. They have to run up and down on the wings.
Mm-hmm. Eight stone's about 50 kilograms. That's like literally about half my weight. So I'm about 104 at the moment. So.
I'll drop all this meat and drugs.
Sounds like a good time. What are you planning?
Do you really want to know?
If it involves meat and drugs, probably.
Didn't want to drop off all the med-X. Actually, how much med-X do we actually have? Huh.
69. Nice.
Giggity.
Enough to kill a junkie?
Probably. The amount of mentats we've got as well, we can get a good chunk of the way of getting money off.
How much alcohol have you got?
Probably plenty.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
A small Irish village.
All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
Did I tell you about that? A whiskey flood in Ireland that killed about 13 people.
Do I dare ask?
And that's quite funny. Basically, a distillery, like one of their massive vats broke. So the streets flooded with whiskey, like high-proof whiskey.
Well, yeah, that would do it. Free beer.
They didn't drown though. There was no drownings.
Well, I know. High proof. I got it straight away from that.
They just started drinking from the street.
So you've got 3 beer, 2 Bobrov's Best Moonshine, 7 bottles of bourbon.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
So we've got a lot of JD.
Stay safe out there, everyone.
We've got a bottle of Dirty Wastelander, which is fairly cheap because it's like total rot gut.
Yeah.
We've got a bottle of Gwynett Brew, 2 bottles of stout. We've got a lot of Jet. Well, that's not booze. We've got 9 bottles of Nuka-Cola Dark, which does have alcohol in it.
I think 35%, isn't it?
Yep. Well, 30% ABV.
Yeah.
That's actually useful. Cures all addictions, removes all your radiation, and heals 500 points. 4 bottles of rum. Why is the rum gone? 2 bottles of vodka. 4 bottles of whiskey. And 3 bottles of wine. Why are you whining about wine?
Sounds like an average night.
Look, we have new doggo. You can't interact with her though. But dog meat is now not alone. Dog meat has friendo.
Hybrid?
Yeah, she's half wolf. Hello, White Jack. Come on, give us a hug.
I don't think you just interact.
We can't literally interact with them. It was just
stand there and just like not be mauled to death immediately.
If only there was an option to actually pet and hug the Yaogwai.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'd never get anything done.
Well, no, you wouldn't. Not in real life as well. You would never go out and do things or respond to emails or talk to friends. You'd be sitting here
constantly pressing interact with Yao Guai.
Yeah.
And can you blame me?
Nope.
It's a big fluffy teddy bear.
Like, the post is piled under the door. The windows are so dusty you can't see through them. You're just sitting there petting a Yao Guai.
For hours and hours and hours.
Yeah. Everyone thinks you're
I'm
dead.
gonna run some diagnostics while you're tinkering.
Bearing in mind, because I have to share the TV, I wouldn't be doing that all the time. I wouldn't be able to do that all the time, but...
That's what's kept me safe.
This is Radio Freedom.
Petting the Yao Guai.
All quiet here. Stay tuned for Minutemen alerts.
Iowa had a little bear.
wish I knew what the Institute really
His
wanted
fur
up
was
here.
as black as night.
Oh, that's good. Someone's got to make a ballad out of that.
Oh no, just modify Mary had a little lamb. Just give it some really disturbing lyrics.
Oh, I want to hear that now.
Because Nelson Muntz made a parody of it in one episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah,
About Larry the stuffed lamb.
yeah.
It was a plushy
I
lamb.
remember the episode,
Yeah, just that, but about a Yao Guai.
that bores people.
And Deathclaws.
Yeah.
And mutants. And simps. And anything else stupid enough to attack.
Have it like a metal version as well.
We have Wojtek and Wojtek the Terminator.
Oh yeah. I want to.
I probably misunderstood what you meant by metal version, but
Yeah, I just got that. That's better though. That's better.
friggin' Robo Yao Guai.
Mecha Yao Guai versus the original in the end.
But that would either destroy the robot or kill the Yao Guai.
Oh, destroy the robot.
But then we've just wasted all that resource on and got no benefit.
Make a hell of a film out of it.
Yeah, but if we had a robot Yao Guai, think of how much defense we would have.
All of it?
And we'd need a Robo Deathclaw to go with him.
Oh, definitely. You know how in Fallout 3 they make intelligent Deathclaws?
Well, sort of intelligent.
Sort of, yeah.
The Enclave we're experimenting with.
Yeah, that, but Yao Guai.
The thing is that if you get the thing that lets you tame them, and you try and you go to the town, or rather you go to any Enclave field camp where they've got a Deathclaw.
Nothing to report at the
The
moment.
Deathclaw will be on your side, but you try and leave the camp, it'll follow you, and its head explodes.
Oh.
It leaves the confines of the area.
It's got like a Sierra Madre style head exploder chip or something.
Sort of. Basically, it stops them wandering too far out, away from the camp, and thus away from their control. I didn't actually intend to drop through the roof, let alone completely miss the railing. We've got enough stimpaks to cover it. Remember the time where I sold like 400 of them to help pay for the helmet without breaking the bank?
Yeah.
That was funny. And that was only last week as well. But to be fair, we didn't break the bank. And we still have plenty of stimpaks left. And we're constantly finding more stimpaks anyway, so it's not like it's actually actively hurting me. It's only passively hurting me.
Speaking of breaking the bank, it's a bloody good thing that Momo's on side of good. Do you think she's a hero?
Yeah.
She could like destroy the economy if she wanted.
It's getting dark out there, people.
Given enough time and body fat. Technically. Don't forget, it's got to become body fat before she can create it, because she can only create from a body tissue.
Have some cake, wait a bit, make some gold.
Yeah.
There was like a little war comments ready to go against like one for all. All for one.
One for, yeah, all for one.
Yeah.
One for all is All Might and
Yeah.
Izuku's quirk.
I always get this mixed up.
It's easy enough. It's an easy enough mistake to make.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember, all for one and one for all.
Yeah. So she was up against him, just like basically she was like phoning him, like, oh what's this? Oh what's this? She's like pulls a stack of money out of her chest. Oh look at me, I'm disabling the economy. Oh what's this? A friggin' mini nuke. Get on my level, you fucking human fried potato.
Which is rather amusing, but it's very, very out of character for her.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
8 o'clock. You're listening
as long
to
as she
Radio
knows
Freedom,
the
the
material
voice of the
components
Minuteman.
and their elemental
Nothing to
composition,
report. Stay safe out
she
there,
can
everyone.
create anything inorganic. So she can't create, say, a person or a limb, but she can create, say, a prosthetic arm, so long as she knows the composition of it.
The more
And
complex it is, you reckon, the harder to make.
If not outright impossible. There are some limitations to what she does. Even with the whole organic, inorganic part, there are other limitations.
I'd assume she couldn't make, for example, a smartphone.
Too complex.
Yeah.
We are running out of time to level up. So, let's go attack the spa.
What, Ramway to petrol station?
There is a day spa.
I mean, I'm up for it, but...
You provide the car.
I wish.
I mean, it's right there.
I put my CV in with the people upstairs, so assuming I get the job long term, like properly with the company as opposed to through this agency, that was really one of my goals, like, learn how to drive in their car.
Fair enough.
By the end of 2019.
Damn it, missed him.
Radio Freedom.
Something out.
Nothing to report.
Move in.
Stay safe.
Unfortunately, it is a bit slow. Classic cannon, yo.
Suicide by Iowa. It's the leading cause of death in the wasteland these days.
And clearly in Far Harbour.
Yeah.
Not just in the Commonwealth, but
yeah, it's spreading. It's a phenomenon. Well, at this point, more of a force of nature.
they woke me up. Well, the Institute woke me up. Now I'm just cranky. I mean, you've actually encountered me when I've had little sleep, so you know how cranky I can actually get.
Locked away in a vault for hundreds of years. That was for the world's safety.
Well, that was I'd retired from being a murder machine and became a lawyer. So you know, I was doing good things.
Yeah.
Then the world decided it wanted to have a war, and because I wasn't able to do ship girl things, I had to go into the vault for my family's safety. And then, well, people woke me up.
What? Who's there?
Ah! I love that gun. It just.
I'm just using the splatter cannon.
Gonna find you soon. Living's free.
Looks clear.
Bored. I'm bored of you.
Really? I couldn't tell.
Hi, Angry. I'm Iowa.
Ah, God.
Hey, come on. I have not made that dad joke before.
No, but it doesn't mean it had to be made.
Yes, it did.
Scream for your worthless life.
He practically begged for it.
Well, true.
It's 9 p.m.
That can be taken so many ways.
I don't want to be
Nothing to
taking it any
report.
other way.
Stay safe, people.
Is what she said.
Ah, but which way was she taking it?
I'll leave that up to the imagination of the listener.
Giggity. We now have a bathrobe.
Excellent. What are we planning on doing with that?
Wearing it whilst we relax. With the head of you know, after we've done our job and brought more freedoms to the world.
Just the idea of Iowa just sitting there on like a lawn chair, just like what's the word? Like recliner. That's the one.
Yeah.
Just while the city burns around her.
She's not Carl.
No, it was a city full of raiders.
Yeah, but by burning the city to the ground and, you know, not being able to hear anything over the sound of melted city, there are people who won't be able to live there in the name of freedom. So, you know, we can kill all the raiders, just not burn the city to the ground.
We burn their corpses.
Well, yeah.
I'm happy then.
You're a
So
fucking pyro.
I am, actually.
But are you fucking a pyro?
No.
Boo.
I had a really bad habit of setting loads of shit on fire.
Hostiles area. Non-combatants.
We'll leave the key. We want to unlock the door and get. Actually, no, fuck it, take the key. So otherwise, we could have got some experience for unlocking the door, but it'd take us outside, so we'd have to go back in to pick the key up afterwards.
A lot more skulls for the skull throne. Unfortunately, no blood.
We can't interact with them either.
Damn. Boo.
Calm down, you little monster.
Oh, look, blood. Excellent.
Gore. There's a difference. There is.
Squeeze it out.
What am I going to do with you?
Once again, wait till I finally snap, take me round the back and shoot me.
You mean I have to wait that long?
It can't be a long time.
I mean you haven't snapped already.
Stay tuned for
Not quite yet, I don't think.
Are you
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting
The way I
all
see it,
day,
it's
all
fine if you
across
talk
the
to
Commonwealth.
yourself. It's when you start answering back.
Nothing to report.
Oh, I don't know. With some of the company I've kept over the years, it's been the only way I've had an intelligent conversation. There we go. Trying to get the 45s. I mean, not that we technically need them because we're friggin' shitting out 45s, but it's more used to give other people freedoms.
From the past.
Freedom from the tyranny of raiders.
And super mutants.
Yeah.
And ghouls.
And anything that isn't human.
Also Sims.
Yeah. Well, the first two gens. The third gen's a bit iffy.
It's very hard to tell actually what a third gen Sims is made out of.
Yeah.
Or even if they're properly made, or if they're sort of grown. I don't know. It doesn't really explain.
It's like synthetic flesh and blood, isn't it?
It's like you know the synthetic skin and muscle fibers on a Terminator.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, possibly. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Since they're grown and not necessarily alive in some
Radio Freedom.
Would it be ethically okay to eat
Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
It's a synth. Probably gonna get a bit ill.
Yeah, but it's basically meat, even if it's synthetically grown.
It's not like a meat substitute. It's just like foam and rubber.
Can't even eat them.
From what I can gather.
What's the point of them then?
To be a target?
True.
try down
Let's not go to that first. You know the perks and whatnot.
there. Yep.
Is the cannibal one in this?
You're tuned to Radio Freedom,
Can I
voice of the
cannibalize
Minutemen.
raiders?
All quiet.
Yes,
Just
I
how
can.
we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
At rank 2, you can eat ghoul and super mutant corpses. At rank 3, they all restore significant amounts of health.
Excellent, my playthrough has a theme now.
I should not have shown you that. And there is no karma meter in this either, so
Oh, excellent.
you can literally get away with bloody murder, so long as you can, shoot people.
So I can be an absolute monster.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
This
You
is
already knew I
Radio
was making
Freedom,
the shrine
broadcasting
of the
all
bucket,
day, all across the Commonwealth.
so what?
Nothing to report.
How does
Stay
this
safe out there,
escalation
everyone.
surprise you?
Did I say it surprised me?
True. You know that bit in like church where there's like wine and whatnot? It's that, but it's like blood of Christ, but it actually is
The communion.
blood. Yeah. The blood of some random guy I found out on the street that was annoying me.
There really is only one cure for this, isn't there?
What, a 45?
I was thinking more along the lines of a 50 BMG.
That might work.
Only might.
Yeah. I've got a pretty thick skull.
Yeah, what if I use the soft indent?
Hmm.
You know, that bit there,
Yeah.
base of your skull. What if I use that?
Might work. A good chance. Ah! You eat him.
Well, I looted the meat.
Excellent.
We just need to find a campfire so we can cook the rads out of it.
You can explore death pools with that, can't you?
Only when you have wasteland workshops
This
so you
is
can build the cages.
Radio Freedom, broadcasting
But don't
all
forget
day,
death calls
all
in the
across
Yaogwai fight.
Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Nothing to report.
And you need
Keep
4
it tuned here for
Yaogwai meat,
updates.
so you either have to kill 4 Yaogwai, or you have to get the, if I'm one to choose of, I think it's Wasteland Survival Guide, and hope it's the one that gives you the extra meat when looting wildlife.
As I've said before, I want to build like a Colosseum. The Thorn from New Vegas.
Legendary venomous angler. You know how I could tell he was there? That really hurts. The colour, do you see the colour of his lure?
Yeah.
Right? Look at the colour of the lure weed.
Yeah.
This is
So-
Radio Freedom.
That's a yellow,
All's quiet across the Commonwealth. Stay safe out there.
whereas one of the anglers, theirs is a much more, like, I wouldn't quite say orange, but sort of,
So you wouldn't notice unless you're looking out for it.
basically.
Shows how much you played this game.
Oh, it's very easy.
Yeah, but that you'd know to look for it, I mean.
Typically speaking, when something is a different colour to a large chunk of other things, it's usually a, that's a fog crawler.
And it's evil.
Well,
You've not convinced me that thing isn't evil.
you said it's basically a mantis shrimp.
Oh, that's, you know, like I said, we said earlier at the beginning, the larger mantis shrimp had a punch that can both throw and blast.
Yeah.
What did that mean?
Well, that's one of its claws.
Assuming it had the same
It's
setup as a
midnight
pistol
here at Radio
that
Freedom.
size, what
You do realise an
Nothing to
archer
report.
shrimp is
Stay
different
safe,
to a
people.
mantis shrimp.
Well, yeah.
And the archer shrimps have a different method of hunting because they use their claw to fire a jet of water. A mantis shrimp has to physically attack you.
Like
Yeah.
tools.
I'm thinking of
away without
I've heard of archer shrimp, but I've also heard of pistol shrimp. I can't remember if they're the same thing or different.
Effectively the same thing.
Yeah, because most like fires a jet of water, but I know there's one that the way it uses its claw, like it actually locks its claw backwards on itself, but it's like a weird latch system.
Oh, the pistol shrimp.
Uh-huh.
When it fires its claw, for lack of a better word, it basically triggers a shockwave.
Stay safe out there,
That's
everyone.
what does the kill.
Yeah.
Whereas the archer shrimp, wait no, it might be no. I'm thinking of the archer fish. So it uses the jet
the
of
one that
water.
spit water off
Yeah.
like insects and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them. So a mantis shrimp was like hit thing, like punchy stuff.
Yep.
Like the size of one of those hog claws.
That's basically what a mantis shrimp became because of nuclear fallout. I've said this like 3 times now.
Yes, but I'm just thinking could it take down a building?
And put a very significant dent in one.
Power armor?
You don't want to find out.
Well, I don't want to be in the power armor when it happens, but I'd like to be a distance away watching.
Like I said, you don't want to find out. I think we are actually roughly where I wanted to be.
Like, you think would it just be an angry cat opener?
Pretty much. One that hits you with such significant force.
Yeah.
This
Seems
is
like you go
Radio
to the
Freedom,
kitchen, get a cat
broadcasting
out,
all
just, like,
day, all
open
across
the
the
door.
Commonwealth. Nothing to report. Stay safe, people.
Thanks.
Yeah, but you kind of lose the entirety of your can in the process.
Just scraping it off the wall. I've got to get a better can opener. This is really inefficient.
You building a collection or something? You walk away.
Hunting rifle. Is this a stage in the game?
Someone's
or?
coming.
It's a 308. You can put a 50 cal on, but oh yeah, there's hermit crabs as well.
With a minivan, yeah. Of course. This is the fourth. They did use the giant insects, didn't they? Not to the sort of
Yeah.
degree, but was it carboniferous, is that one?
Depends. There are insects and there are arthropods. There is a difference. This is where we were looking, but
What's here?
the Echo Lake lumber, because we go in there.
There's like one that I think is like massive.
There's all kinds. Well, I said there are all kinds. Because don't forget, some insects are classed as arthropods because they've got more than 6 legs. Yeah, that particular one, like most millipedes, would feed on things like some millipedes, like centipedes, are carnivores. Some. Arthropleura is only a function. Yeah, took his arm off as well. He's a ghoul, he goes to pieces anyway. It's like critical kills. Almost every kill is a critical with this.
Get the blue.
It's a bit late for that.
Imagine it's like.
like that.
Yeah.
Look at all this shit here.
Just Ada with a Hoover attachment.
You're tuned to Radio Freedom, voice of the Minutemen.
You say
All
that would
quiet,
be hilarious?
which is how we like it.
Oh,
Stay
it would
safe
be
out
hilarious. It just for the first 5 minutes, but then the sound of the Hoover would just be like, why?
What would you be able to do with like Hoover?
Keep it tuned here for Minutemen.
Create a very potent run for snort.
Well, that's something I hadn't thought of.
Like 600. Hey!
Ooh, that's
For
a
a
thing.
freezing cryo rifle. But what's more, we're actually doing 11 points instead because of all our various fucking perks.
Fuck yes.
I fucking love radiant rifles, they're hilarious. That's why we were stocking up on the 45s. Because that's what a radiant rifle uses.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
An advanced door.
Stay safe out
Clearly
there,
smarter than a beginner door.
That's it.
They're not too smart, clearly. Okay, who had a fire about permission? Just realised how not only how low our health is, but how much radiation we've taken.
Yeah.
Ow!
Ooh, will do that to you. It's like I found out later in life, I probably should have. You know, obviously, SpongeBob.
Ew.
What about it?
Ew.
Not a fan of SpongeBob?
Ew.
You're not a fan?
It's SpongeBob. Ew.
Really? Okay. Might get crucified in the comments for that.
You might not, but I might.
That's what I mean, yeah, because I quite like it. You might.
I hate it. So annoying. It's like
Oh, yeah.
it's so childish, even by children's cartoon standards.
Oh, yeah.
I expect at least some modicum of intelligence,
Uh-huh.
or at least wit.
Yeah, it's not that kind of show.
It's not even funny. There we go. The staggering Ripper.
It is very impressive.
Exceptionally so, because of its incredibly fast attack speed. It constantly procs the stagger chance every hit. And because it attacks so fast, you are hitting dozens of times per second. You can, effectively, stun lock enemies.
Nice.
But we are now on the edge of our encumbrance, so...
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
Not much
Nothing to
further
report.
south than I thought it was,
Stay safe,
but...
people.
Yeah, SpongeBob's got no like real wit to it or anything.
At all.
Like one show that I don't watch it myself, but I know it does have quite a few. That Amazing World of Gumball, I think it's called. Don't watch it myself, but it does have quite a few jokes in there that actually. Russia?
Hmm?
Schwarzenegger. What was the film where Schwarzenegger had something like that? 4-barrel missile launcher.
Quite a few.
It's like one that's like a film cover. Like a film cover. Oh, I'm really just gonna lose my mind. Like the cover of a DVD. See if I can find it.
Besides, it's supposed to be a Flash.
Yeah.
But even then,
This is
they've
Radio
used the back end of the standard missile launcher because the Flash
Nothing to
is just
report.
straight up 4 tubes.
You need some firepower?
I'll take a look.
Don't try anything.
And we could invest in him, but
Yeah, this is what I'm looking at. I don't know what film it's from now.
I think that's from Commando.
That makes sense.
I think. I'm not entirely sure.
It sounds right. Yeah, it is.
Hmm. I haven't even fully watched that one either.
It's one of those ones where I've seen bits and pieces, but I've never actually sat down and watched it.
Same. It does amuse me that there was a parody of it in Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Also, now.
Yeah. 2 scenes in the squad story for Ferrier, Stanley, and Jean.
Okay.
Jean's taking on people at arm wrestling, and Stanley makes some quips. And so she responds with, "You're a pretty funny guy, Stanley. I like you. That's why I'm going to kill you last." And then, during the actual mission, when you reach the gate to unlock to get to the camp, Stanley makes a quip that was less well received, and she went, "Hey Stanley, remember when I said I'd kill you last? I lied."
Nice.
I actually showed you the screenshots and said it was parodying Commando.
That sounds like something you would have shown me, but of course,
You being you,
my memory is absolutely fucking atrocious.
like I said, you being you.
Yeah.
It amuses me that no matter how much charge is in one of these, a fusion core still goes for 139.
What about the Apple III?
What?
Apple III. Ages ago. The computer Apple brought out. Failed 100% of the time.
Who do they have design it? Aqua?
God. That'd be good. No, the problem was, Jobs basically said, I want a computer that's silent. No exhaust ports, no fans, no nothing.
Oh, so it just kept overheating.
Yeah, it just cooked itself.
Oh, there's your fucking problem.
The engineers tried to compensate as much as they could by making the bottom in the case one massive heatsink, but that just damaged people's desks.
Well, yeah, because the heat would leach through.
Exactly.
Protect your loved ones with my fine hand.
Why don't we sell those? Oh,
Big Shop's got everything you need.
Only Alan's got enough backbone to stand up to the
They kept like popping components off the boards when it got that hot.
Yeah, it'd do that.
Their answer was solder them on more heavily. That just caused a hell of a lot of shorts.
So somehow the Apple III created fashion.
Good one, though.
Took you a
Loved
moment.
ones with my fine hand cannons.
The children of Alan trying to kill us all.
Got the guns if you
Drive
got
us
the
into the
caps.
ocean.
Show me what you got.
Don't try anything.
Seriously? You're going to say that to me? He's a dick, but we can't kill him. He's a vendor.
I was gonna say, if we wanted to, we could kill him with a spoon.
He's a vendor. We kind of need him alive.
Is he immortal, or can he actually be killed?
He can be killed.
Then we could literally
But
kill him with a spoon.
there are plot things that he's involved in.
So when I get there, I'm gonna kill him with a spoon. Once I start going to do something ridiculous, I have to do it, because ridiculousness. Blaming me for crazy stuff is like blaming a house for being on fire. I don't create chaos, I just spread it.
Not helping your case. That one's definitely neighbours.
Okay.
It's just after 5.
Yeah.
Right, we now have just over 5,900 rounds of 45. We're going to return to Sanctuary. We're going to fucking mod the fuck out of that radium rifle.
Broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth.
And the harvester. At the same time, we're going to drop off the Deathclaw Gauntlet because we now have something that hits very fast, and because it will have the curve, not the hook one, but it'll be the longer, the same one we have on our regular one. And because it's a chainsaw, it does bleeding damage as well. So
Tuned here for Minutemen alerts.
and because it attacks so fast, it beats Deathclaw Gauntlet in damage. Even though the Deathclaw Gauntlet has a higher base damage, the raw is a lot less when you take into account armor. Oh, no, he is actually home early. Yeah. So when we return to Sanctuary, we'll save and wrap up. Wasn't expecting you till 6. Finished early.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to call it there for tonight. Once that's finished saving. Nah, it's got to go anyway.
I've got to sleep more nights.
Yeah, so call it here for now when... oh, hang on. Change properly saving so we get the... Yeah. And if you've enjoyed what we've done, do please leave us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, and let us know in the comments section how you think we've done. So, well, hopefully we will see you again next time.